Good night! Anime Lately podcast. The werewolf versus the monster. Hell, Godzilla versus King Kong. Hell, y'all ain't Godzilla or King Kong because I'm both.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Anime Lady Podcast, your ultimate hub for all things anime and beyond. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you're a return listener, we're thrilled to have you on board for another exciting dive into the world of animation and pop culture media discussions. Because this is episode 165 of the Anime Podcast. So brace yourself for character debate, sad conversation, and a dash of chaos. Because Jokes is not here tonight, but we will give you the motivational of speeches for tonight and talking about who's the Godzilla and who's the King Kong for tonight. So now, get ready to engage with us. Share this episode. Bring your friends, bring your abuelas, bring your primos, and let's make this day unforgettable. All powered by AniMa We3 Studio. Catch this new episode every Thursday on YouTube and the audio feed, wherever you listen to. So without further ado, let's go and meet the team. As you heard myself, Legend Vash, I'm all about love and peace. I said it the opposite, but you know what I mean? Love and peace. But we're here for it. But I want to tell you guys, be curious. Let me tell you one of the best speeches from season 1 of Ted Lasso, because I'll be talking about that in the Weebs Lounge. And it is, guys, half underestimating my entire life. For years, I never understood why. It used to really bother me. But then one day, I was driving my little boy to school, and I saw a quote by Walt Whitman. It was painted on the wall, and it said, "Be curious, not judgmental." And I like that. One of my favorite speeches. There's a lot more to it, but I don't want to ruin the surprise for you guys if you haven't watched it live. So I'll be speaking about it during the Weebs Lounge. So if you guys want to hear my thoughts about it, go check that out. Time codes are always down in the bottom. But without further ado, let's hear from the co-host who is here on tonight's panelist for episode 165.
Good night! Anime Lately podcast. The werewolf versus the monster. Hell, Godzilla versus King Kong. Hell, y'all ain't Godzilla or King Kong because I'm both. Hey, don't get it twisted now, folks. They don't make them like me no more. Hell, y'all ain't never made them like me. See, I'm off the scale with it. All raw, uncut with it. See, I'm all gas, no brakes with it. Know what I mean? First off, Crash, Vash, my Takahua is coming live and direct with everybody saying, yay, 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 yay. That's right, it's your world champion Watkins here.
I love it. For those that don't understand, that's a Jacob Fatu, the tribal wolf reference. Go check out the Weebs of the Ring. That is including myself and Drop This Box. We cover everything that's pro wrestling and where anime collide for a weekly discussion. So go check that out. And my co-host for Off the Bench, and we got a newest co-host member and a new team member, the Neko-chan. So go check out the episode on this past Monday that you guys heard at 10 a.m. So go check out episode 14 where we had the weekly anime. But Crash, go introduce yourself.
I can't match your vibes, I'm so sorry, but it's your boy, the Hispanic Assassin, your anime veteran recommender and reviewer who has a sickness for playing chess and Gwent. Anyone want to smoke tonight? Let me know, DM in the comments below. Y'all don't want it from me, but hey, you know.
For those that are going to hear the conversation about chess, because we will give you the backstory of what that meant and what transpired hours before the recording of this podcast. So we will guys give you the information, and you know how we give you that information? By talking about the first segment of tonight, because you guys already heard the plugs. We heard the Weebs in the Ring. We heard Off the Bench anime podcast coming out weekly now at 12 p.m. EST, so you can hear your afternoon podcast on commute during lunch and everything else instead of night times when you come home as well after show. And Off the Bench episode 14 that we had our special guest as well for that episode, Memory NK. So go check out the show and tell us your discussion of the week of the seasonal anime of 2025. But for this episode, we have the Weebs Lounge right now where we'll be talking about our media and discussion of what we've been consuming. And then we have our taco news, and our main discussion topic is what we're looking forward for 2025 when there's movies, TVs, anime, animation, and gaming. So a little 5-topic show, so that will be our main topic. So let's get further ado to the Weebs Lounge. For those that don't know, it's time for our weekly check-in to check in our highs and lows along with the latest anime, manga, media that we've been enjoying. So pour a virtual drink of your choice. If you're in the afternoon, drink a coffee, or in the nighttime, pour a glass of whiskey or tea, or like myself right now, a little coffee for the little night, a little caffeinated. For the night. So settle in and let's connect on the personal side of our journey and the media that we've been consuming and keeping us entertained. So I'm gonna pass it to you, Watkins. What have you been consuming that you want to let the audience know, or life, any challenges that you've been going through that want to also discuss and talk about? The floor is yours.
All right. Well, first of all, hopefully, if you poured yourself a virtual cup of something, make sure you pour yourself another one because you're going to have to pour the first one out because we do have to acknowledge the loss of a great series, a great, awesome series. Undead Unluck had its final chapter on day of recording. It ended as it should have. It ended on its own terms, which you don't see a lot of in Shonen Jump. There's a lot of axes. Like the axe
Oh
just
my god.
loves it loves to be in Shonen Jump. So the fact that something like Undead Unluck lasted for about 5 years
Yes.
and ended very satisfactory. It's a blessing in disguise, especially again coming from Shonen Jump and all that. So 239 chapters isn't too bad either. It's very fast paced. The character work I think, is phenomenal, and the artwork from a weekly series also phenomenal. So go check it out if you haven't read it. The anime is still going to be ongoing. I believe the winter arc has a special coming out this year,
Yeah, I
so
believe
be
it's
sure to
next
check
month.
that out.
I believe it's next month
I
actually.
think so. Yeah.
Um,
So it's a short little arc, but yeah.
I do want to say I want to add a little 2 cents to Undead Unluck. I read this series when it came out January 2020. It was January 27.
Mhm.
Sorry, January 20 on this release, and it ended on the 27th. So 5 years later, and I'm like Walker's brought up. It's something that I'm very proud to know that I read this series. Sadly, I have not to the end. I'll be cut up by the next episode of Anime Podcast, or the next
Mhm.
podcast. You guys will be hearing anything anime manga related. You guys will hear me talking about Undead Unluck, or maybe I could reach out to Walker like, hey, let's do a little quick discussion video.
Oh
But
yeah.
Under Luck is such a beautiful series that if you enjoy any type of double spreads, the comedy and the romance, because a lot of people don't understand it comes with a
Mhm.
lot of romance in the series, and it's very type of subtle, and it's so good. And I was sad to see it, but like Walker's brought up, I'm a proud man to know that it lasted 5 years in a series that didn't get axed when a lot of people in the beginning was thought it was gonna happen. And
Mhm.
a big shout out to my friends. I'll talk about it later. But me and Roboco still fucking going. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, it's a gag series. Japan likes their gag series, so good on your Roboco for it still being around. That fine, whatever. But yeah, I mean, considering again how Undead Unluck started, because
Yep.
yeah, it starts off kind of rough. Not gonna lie. You kind of think, all
Yeah,
right,
I
they're
was gonna
gonna
say
maybe,
I thought it was trash, and then I'm like, you know
yep.
what? Before everyone kills me, I gave it another
My
shot with
boy
some deleted
Victor.
scenes. Yeah, I was
Hmm.
like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to give season one a chance. When season two
Yep.
gets released, I'm gonna watch it 110%.
Good, perfect, excellent. Because yeah, season one ended with, and I had some time to reflect. Season one ended with my second favorite arc of the series because I think my favorite arc is the spring arc.
Spring arc, same.
Just yeah, dude, it's really good. So and just like again, the character work mainly from Fuko because like you
Yeah.
see her start off as like this very timid girl and you see her just grow into this confidence in herself, and it's just it in a way it's kind of inspiring too, especially if you're somebody that's like kind of more introverted or kind of reserved and all that. Seeing how she grows and how she like comes into her own and just more of just somebody that's willing to take on challenges and all that, like it's really good in that aspect. But I highly recommend if you have the time to go through 239 chapters of it. Again, it speeds by. Like
Oh, it
the
does.
pacing of it is quick, but it works to its benefit in that aspect. But other than Undead Unluck ending, gaming wise, I'm still so this year is basically my year of platforms. So I've been going through my platformers and all that. I just beat Jack and Daxter, so
Ooh, fire!
still holds up pretty well today. I mean, sometimes the controls were a little janky, like they didn't really update them too well from back in the day. But you know what? it still lived up pretty well, and I still enjoyed my time playing it. So that was cool and all that.
OBS messed up.
Um, I'm currently taking a break with the platformers because I'm playing Metaphor a bit, trying to get through that. So I'm using that as like a kind of a stopgap. So like anytime I finish like a big mission in there, I'll go back to my platformers and all that. So that's where I'm at right now. Um, Finally also beat this very, very, very hard boss in Wukong. So I have finally defeated and put a pin in Wukong for the rest of time. Granted, I say that, but I've already started a new game plus of it, and it's it's even better the first time around. Like the bosses I had such a hard time with, I go around in this new game plus, I'm like, wait, I had a challenge with you? What? I'm like smacking you around right now. What is this? Have I actually become enlightened? Or as the kids say, get good? Okay, cool,
Oh,
neat, awesome.
I'm like that word, like, yeah, get good. I'm like, boy, you don't know the amount of terror I could teach you. Son of a bitch.
Don't forget the DLC comes out very soon too. I don't think it has released yet, right?
Wait, more DLC?
Unless it already released. I know Wukong had like I think like a major expansion coming out. Unless that was it, whatever the.
I'd have to do more research because they did recently have DLC where it was like you can now have like these playlists of the bosses,
Mm-hmm.
and like you can challenge them in maybe like a more difficult setting, or like with the playlist, for example, it's one of those ones where it's like your mana or your magic doesn't uh recover after each fight, so you kind of got to be more strategic, or like some of them you just have to throw the hands with and not use anything, so that way you can conserve all that shit. um yeah, I haven't tried delved into much of that, just because like fuck these bosses. Like I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Nah, some of them don't deserve my attention yet again. So whatever, that's besides the point. Other than that, I upgraded my life and got an iPhone 16 and an Apple Watch. So
Nice.
How
go
does it
team.
feel?
You know what? After a full day of having it, the phone, I mean, it's a phone, but like I do like the extra buttons on it. That's been pretty handy. I tested the camera out. I don't know if I shared this with you guys actually. I tested the camera out
Uh-huh.
last night. I took a picture of the sky because like there's a friend of mine that like, I mean, she's into like all this astrological stuff. So I'm
Uh-huh.
just like, oh, look at the moon right now. But I took a picture of the sky last night, and God,
The quality is amazing.
quality, the quality, dude, it was insane. I'll send the picture here in a little bit to you guys in our group chat. But yeah, man, it's like that's been really good with the phone, but like just the watch itself, I've gotten so used to responding like to a text message like through the watch and all that. I was at the gym today and I used like some of the fitness features more on there, so that was cool to kind
Oh,
of keep track
nice.
of start keeping better track of that. uh yeah, it's just really nice. Plus I got a good old Gear 5 Luffy background on my wrist at all times, so
Has a
Nice,
good
my
type of
boy.
energy to see, like, oh, here, Gear
oh
5.
yeah.
How's my son God? How
Yeah,
you doing?
oh hello. He's just like she
I
all that shit.
I thought about
But yeah.
upgrading to the Apple Watch as well, because when I got my new iPhone 6C, because I jumped, for some reason I have a bad habit, and somehow it always is.
Mhm.
I switch every 5 years for iPhone. I went
I'm the
from the
same
iPhone
way.
6 to the iPhone 11, then went from iPhone 11
Hmm.
to iPhone 16. It was not planned. It just works out like that perfectly. So in my head, I'm like, sure, it
Yep.
works out. But iPhone 16, it made a big difference from iPhone 11. So to me, like a lot of the features, the camera quality, 100% look amazing. The Apple Watch, to me, Apple Watch would not fascinate me until I could have my watch and then like flick it up where I could have a hologram screen in front of me. That's to me
Oh yeah.
when I feel like, damn, Apple Watch at the time, that's when I wanted. Not some type of SEO, like SEO type
Exactly
of
like the
glasses.
Omnitrix, but just with like flipping it up.
Yeah, so like the Omnitrix, but instead, where if I want to write a message, I could tap on the keyboard in the hologram or have a voice command. Like, have not, I'm not trying to look for like having my own Jarvis. Not like I ain't that rich. I'm not trying to have everyone to have their own assistant like that. No, just more of like if your watch could do that, some type of hologram shit. That to me will be fire. Like that to me, like yo, I want to buy the Apple Watch. But right now, like I don't mind having a fitness watch, but Apple Watch is like sometimes it's like, is it really that worth it? So at times I question, like I do have one, but mine is like a 2018 model, so it's not like updated. So it's like in my head, it's like, hey, you wanna upgrade your Apple Watch? I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, does the hologram come out? No.
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm good. I'm chilling.
Yeah, and that'll probably be my next upgrade with it. But yeah, I mean, because I like that's the thing. Like, I almost got a fitness watch, but then when I looked at them all, it was just like, well, wait. Basically, for the same price, I could just get an Apple Watch. So might as well just get the Apple Watch. So
Do you
yeah,
have
I
the
mean, it's
9
great.
or the 9 Ultra?
I have this. What was it? It's like an SE or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I didn't want too fancy or too like big or whatever. But yeah, I mean this is exactly what I need for it and all that. But that's basically my updates. So have at it, Fash. It's your turn to
All
share
right.
with the class.
So look, chat. Let's know what you have done. Have you upgraded an iPhone in your life? Have you decided to think it's time to get maybe a new Apple Watch? Are you waiting like Vash that also wants to get a hologram watch that think there is some type of Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds out here? Maybe. But if you it's like Vash that has a partner and we watch a lot of things together, and sometimes you need to check up with your wife and be like, hey, are we gonna get back to these shows? Because I do, but if you don't, I want to watch it without you, and like I need to know. So one show that I've been wanting to get back into was Lucifer. That's one show that I've seen fucking clips. I've spoiled myself already of who fucking a character is. Like I know who plays God. I know who plays his daughter. I've seen a few clips that like I've gotten mad. But what the fuck can I do at this point? It's been years. The shit ended already. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, so I approach wife and like, yo, can we finish the shows that we've been having in our backlogs for a while so I could get them over with? Like Lucifer, a few others like. One Piece, we're gonna start catching up next month because it was no rush because she was on episode 850, so she's in the end of Whole Cake Island. That's about to transition into the Reverie, and then transition into yeah. I was like, come on, brave for it, come on, let's get there,
You got it.
And then we get into Wano, and then we get into Egghead, and then where we are in the manga, Elbaf. So I have from the month February to April, 3 months to get to One Piece to catch up. I can do that. That's about 300 episodes. That's easy. 3 months, possible. 100 episodes each month. That is possible. With wifey, hell yeah.
I love
plus chat.
And then
I also want to say, I'm telling this because they're laughing because what I got on my plate. I'm gonna watch 300 episodes within the month of February, March, and April, and with the 40 animes I'm watching weekly and other live action TV content I'm watching to talk about Weebs Lounge and review them. And Invincible comes out next month. The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man came out yesterday on Wednesday. So as you guys are watching this on Thursday, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man comes out this Wednesday, and then other content is coming out Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm gonna add myself 300 episodes of content with wifey. We got this.
I
thought it was Die Hard. Yeah, I thought it was a Die Hard like anime veteran. I wanted to retract that statement. Give it to Bash, please, because I'm nowhere near his level right now. I'm watching. I want to see a decent amount of animes, but not as much as this man right here. And mind you. My inner circle does not watch as much anime as me, so I assumed I was like up there. Nope, there are more people better than me. So that's all you, Papa. That's all you. You take that name.
Oh, look, people need to understand. I'm putting myself back into content in overdrive. I took a 2-year break from 2022 to 2021 to 2024 roughly, and we got back in there 2024. Like people saw watching content, new content off the bench, Weebs the Ring. Now we're in a full gear this year that people are gonna start seeing new stuff popping out within the next couple months. So I'm like back in overdrive. So Crash, for you, this is like crazy amount, but I used to do this with my ex-partner Sam, and we used to do content on a weekly basis of 22 content of anime reactions podcasts, and then watching other content. So like me being this busy mentally, this is normal to me. Me not doing this is where it makes me go crazy. It's like, shit, I got too much free time. What can I do? Now it's like, oh, okay, I gotta do this. I gotta do anime reaction. I gotta play some games. I'm like, yo, sleep? Wait, sleep? What happened? Hey, what happened?
That's all you, big dog. I want no smoke. That's all you. Just make.
But it's the fun part. It's the fun part that we're having with. So One Piece reaction is gonna be fun again to watch and catch up with. Lucifer, guys, I'm excited to be watching with this. One of my peers told me that they're gonna be watching Game of Thrones, and that's one of the TV shows I was gonna be watching Wifey, but we just never got around to it because she was in school for the past 2 years. Now that she has time, I want to ask her if she wants to get back into Game of Thrones, or is that something that I can watch on my own?
Just stop at season 6. Stop at.
Don't even watch it at all, please. Don't do that to yourself.
Oh,
you have other shows to catch up on, like. Alia sometimes hides her feeling in Russian. How about High School of the Dead? How about High School DxD, sir? You have a lot of shows to catch up on.
Wait, how have you not watched High School DxD?
No, High School. No.
Wait.
High School of the Dead, the zombie one.
I said that, and then you say you didn't watch High School DxD as well too.
Well, I didn't watch the last season, so I've seen season 1, 2. So I've seen season 1 and 2. Just haven't seen, I believe, 4, and that's the one I've seen. Of course, I see my boy.
You at least have the goddess Rias in your life. That's at least something.
Yeah, at least you know the characters. Like, you know, concept what's going on with.
You got Rias in there.
Of course, my girl Rias and my boy has a harem. Bro sleeps with them, and he doesn't know who to choose. Bro, don't choose. Just choose all of them. That's it. Call it a day. But the other TV show, me and wifey just started watching because it's a new season coming out every Friday. So if anybody is checking this out, one of the reasons that I'm watching a lot of Apple TV, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be transparent. I got 3 months free, just like Walker's got a new iPhone 16. I got an iPhone 16. Apple want to give back to his customers. They say, yo, you got an iPhone 16? I got you free Apple TV, free Apple Music, free Apple Arcade. I'm going to check that out. I don't know what the fuck that is. Apple News. I got it. Not going to really check it out. There's another Apple product that I got free. Oh, Apple Fitness. I'm going to definitely check that out. It's a bit confusing. I went through that, but I'm going to check, play around with that because I like being an athletic person. I've just been slacking over the years. So, pretty excited. So 2 of the shows I started on Apple TV. One, it's called Severance, season 1, episode 1 and 2. Check it out. For those that don't know, I'm gonna quickly give you the concept. And I told Watkins he gotta check this out because it's up his alley. It's a work-life balance. It's the severance package or the severance contract. Is you clock in at 9. That's a different version of you. You go through an elevator and the work mode of you clocks in, meaning at 5 o'clock, you clock out and the version outside of you of your personal life clocks in. So what happens at work?
Sounds like life.
Exactly.
That just sounds like
exactly.
Life.
And I know it like walked to be like, yo, that's life. It's like, yeah, but the concept of the show is interesting, how they handle it, and they make it mysterious. Like there's probably more that leads into it. What's the technology? And so it's pretty interesting. I've only seen 2 episodes. I've heard about others and from other peers, and they spoke very highly of it. Funny enough, I will say this: in the first episode, when they enter the building of where they work, I laugh. You know why? Because that building is in New Jersey, and I've worked in that building, and I literally got up like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like, "Oh shit, I know that." I literally got up and be like, "Yo, babe, I have worked in that building. I literally worked there like 5 months ago. I know the layout. I know that lake. I know that shit." It was hilarious. Great meme. I laugh about it in my head when I did it. Like, oh shit, I did the Leo meme, so that was funny. The other show that I actually binge watch with wifey today, because wifey, we watched Ted Lasso. It's a show I've been eyeing to watch for months and years since it came out. I've seen a lot of the clips. Have you guys seen the clips of Ted Lasso by any chance? Because they're fucking great.
I probably have.
I've heard of the name personally, but I've never seen anything past the name itself.
I will say this: the concept is that it's a football team, aka soccer team in England, and they're not the best. A new coach got hired from America that coaches American football, and the guy hired to coach Spanish football, and there's trial and tribulation, and he's going through his own type of divorce. Things are going on, and it's a good type of soap opera. The motivational speeches, I would say, sorry, not soap opera. It's a good drama show, and the motivational speeches are really good. The messages, life lessons, the emotional impact, and if you love soccer, you will enjoy this TV show. I'm a big fan of soccer. I grew up. A big shout out to my brother. I have watched soccer most of my life because of him and know about soccer. I always watch the World Cup. And for anybody that lives in New York or have collected the stickers of the World Cup as well, I know Crash is raising a hand. Myself as well. I've collected the stickers. It's a whole thing in the Spanish community and everything. And it's really cool to see the game of football and the love and the truth and reality of the sport. How a few of the characters said, they said football is life. For anybody that understands, that is for a lot of true for soccer players. And there's a sad truth, but Ted Lasso, I don't want to speak about it too much because people need to check it out. It's a 2021 show. They're on 3 seasons. Not sure if they're gonna have season 4, but once I watch all 3 seasons, I will come back, or I will probably, by the time the next episode is, I'll probably binge watch season 2, because it's that good. And I highly recommend it. Ted Lasso is such a good show that you guys should check out. The concept, it's very entertaining, and you, even if you don't know soccer, they're not into the detail of soccer, so it's more the concept and the games and the passes, but they do explain it very well for audience that don't know very much about the sport, so I highly recommend it.
Okay.
the last two
Ooh.
the last two things I want to say is Adobe raised their prices for $5 starting next month. So Adobe, that hurts me, because even though I fucking always have bug issues or crashes when it comes to Premiere or After Effects, sometimes respectfully go fuck yourself. The app, when you're asking for $5 when you don't even have good updates for your product and service, and why the hell, if you're gonna have updates, why do I still need to keep the other versions on my fucking PC? So it pisses me off when Adobe, you are one of the standards in the fucking entertainment industry, and you don't keep up to date. And you're asking for your consumers for an extra $5. What are you offering? Just out of curiosity. Are you gonna ask lessons, give some type of lessons to your people that pay for your product and gets pissed off when you want to crash, and then it doesn't save a bit of the information that got not saved? So go fuck yourself, respectfully, of course. I'll still pay for you. I still got paid. But hey, instead of $54.99 for the deal package I paid for monthly, $59. But hey, things happen. Last thing I want to say is I play Astrobot, a gaming. A lot of fun. My first platformer. It reminds me so much of
Little Big
Sackboy.
Planet?
Yes, My Little Big Planet, but I call my boy Sackboy. And it made me so happy. I felt like a little kid. Like, just playing that game, I felt like a little kid at heart. Remember those scenes in movies or in anime where it's like a big kid in a chair, but then they show the little kid that's actually happy and just sitting there, watching TV show or the anime or scene. That's me. I was literally happy playing Astro Bot. I believe it was when me and Watkins and Drop did the Weebs of the Ring coverage for Raw. I just stay up an extra 2 hours and just play Astro Bot.
Mm-hmm. It's a good game.
It was very chill.
Really fun.
It was very simple. Like, the mechanics, just like 3 buttons, move around with the left analog, and then just press square, X, jump, and then once you get a few things, you add other buttons. But it's not always constantly. But it's such a simple game. It's cute. I did 2 worlds. I don't know how long you need to take to beat the game. Probably, I assume, like a good 10-12 hours. I don't think it's like a long game, right, Watkins? Because I think you did Platinum, right?
Yeah, I platinumed it. Yeah, it's not too long. It is a bit challenging, but it's really not that long though. So
challenging that it would take me time to figure out. Challenging that I need to go on Google if I don't take like a good 10 minutes to try to figure it out.
Challenging as in you better get good.
Facts.
Like,
Hashtag it's always bashful.
Yeah. But like there was only one thing I needed to look up, because like for some reason I couldn't see around this corner on this wall to get something. So I'm just like, oh, okay, where the hell is it? Like, let me just look it up. Where the hell is this? Oh, it's right around. Okay, well, I'm just
That's the
stupid
worst when
like
you
that.
have
Oh,
just
well,
that one collectible,
yeah.
that one thing, and it's like
Oh,
you didn't even expect to know where it is. Like, damn, man, I had to look at the
But
internet, and I feel
I
like
don't
I'm
know if you're
not like
doing
OP.
this in like the yeah, but I don't know if you're doing this in like the little overworld part of each like galaxy or whatever. Make sure you like fly your ship around and like because like there's like asteroids you can hit that open up like challenge levels and all that.
oh,
So
okay.
like
I haven't
yeah,
gotten
keep
there
that in
yet.
mind. Like whenever you're Mhm.
Uh-oh.
No,
So,
I was just gonna say
Oh,
that I just haven't gotten there
oh
yet. It seems like we have a little small delay, going on with our recording, but stay tuned. We have technical difficulties, but it's gonna work out.
yeah.
But when it comes to Astrobot, I am enjoying the game. I'm having a good time with it. I
Good.
feel like a little kid at heart, and I know I'm gonna continue playing it. I do plan to beat it by the end of February. The latest I could start my next game because I do want to honestly take a game a month to beat. I'm not saying I'm gonna try to beat 12 games this whole year, but if I could, great. If I can't, that's fine. I just want to try to put more gaming in my system this year with the fun I could have and naturally because one thing that they said that when you can't find something, I remember that one time when I was playing Uncharted and I couldn't find a way to go up around the map or continue going forward. And the most mad I was is that it's not because it was hard to find, but it's because the lighting of the game made the area too dark that I couldn't find that I need to jump around that area to climb and actually go up the cliff or something. But I hated I had to search up on YouTube, see the playthrough of somebody else to find out that he even said it like the lighting in this player just said it like the lighting in this corner is very dark, so it's hard to notice. I'm like, cool. So why didn't they fix that in a bug or something that like it takes hard to find it, and I'm not the only player doing it? I'm like, bitch, that's not my fault. It's a
I
game
mean,
fault.
I don't want to sound disrespectful because I almost platinum Drake's Fortune, the first one, but that sounds like a skill issue. No funny because like it gives you a hint. You press L2 and it literally points to where you need to go if you like get lost. So that's why I'm like, I don't ever remember having a problem playing
I
it. I just had a problem playing it on the highest difficulty. That was my only thing. The
I was
grenades
I
were
was
so
playing
annoying.
in I was playing high difficulty, but I think I never pressed L2 because I didn't like the hints. I like to figure out on my own.
I mean, there you go.
Yeah, of course.
Word.
I took the hard part because I like to figure out my own. Of course, I'm just throwing shade
He
that hey,
wanted to explore.
exactly.
He wanted to
Yeah.
be like fully immersive in
Oh,
all that, you know.
for the
If
type
you
of
go
player
into
I
the
am,
jungle, you think there's gonna be an L2 button for
exactly.
you?
I do
Nah,
side
man.
missions. I do
He's like, I can do it on my own.
I do side quests and side missions in any game before doing the main quest. I like
Back.
if the
I mean,
game
yeah.
tells me I need to be level 18 to 20, I'm the type of player that will go level 25 to make sure I'm ready so I come back and fight the boss knowing that hey, I'm ready. I have all the items, the potions, the elixir. I'm ready to fight you. I'm that person. I would do all the side missions, side quests before I go fight the main boss. That's the type of player I am.
Facts.
But
especially if it makes narrative sense in the realm of the story. But yeah,
yes.
I feel you. I feel you.
But when it comes to all the TV shows, the games I play, I also want to give a big shout out that I did watch and finish My Happy Marriage season 1 and 2. Great show. Recommend to anybody to watch that. It's a good rom-com and a bit of supernatural and drama. I will give it to those type of tags for it. And I highly recommend it. If you want to hear more thoughts about it, go check out Off the Bench from this episode 14 episode where we dive in a full conversation for it. But that's what I've been doing over the past 2 weeks with Weebs Lounge and what I've been doing. So hopefully you guys tell us what more in the chat that you guys been up to date and catching up with, because let's hear Crash his conversation to us of what he's been catching up with himself, because I know he's watching as much anime as I am, and I know he told me he's going to catch up to What If. Is that correct? Is that your plan still to catch up to What If?
Yes, it is. It is the plan for this
Sorry.
week now that the amazing Neighborhood Spider-Man is already showing up on Disney Plus. So best believe my attention is gonna be pushed towards Disney this week. But unlike you guys, this week has been the same as last week, as all the other weeks has been a little quiet for the Hispanic Assassin. Thank God. All I've been doing is just watching seasonal animes with you, Vash. Sometimes with the missus, we're watching My Happy Marriage.
the Apothecary Diaries together. So I am spending some time, with family and friends. That's a good thing. Besides that, all I'm doing is just writing reviews for the upcoming website that we will be releasing later on this year. Getting prepared for you guys to read my personal takes on certain animes, TV shows, and movies that are released in 2024, the fall season, even a little prior to that. Um, and playing comfort games, nothing crazy. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 sometimes, Apex Legends, Dead by Daylight. I have had an itch to play something new. Persona 3 and Horizon Zero Dawn has been staring at my desk, looking at me like, please open me, please play me. I have an itch to, I have Doki Doki Literature Club to finish. Horizon, I know I have the new one. I had to play the old one first. I don't want to like just start with the new one.
No,
I still haven't played with the first one yet either.
I feel you there. I feel you there because like I have tried on 3 separate occasions to play Horizon Zero Dawn. I have yet to get like anywhere in that game. I'm just like
I can put
don't know,
time
I just
into it,
can't
but
get
it's
into
like,
it.
yeah, people know sometimes like we're not the same gamers we used to be back in the day. Like it's if I didn't cop it then, it's not gonna pique my interest now. Is it free for me? For sure, I could definitely get the game, but I have a Watchdog Legion, which I really want to play, even though I know it's a little trash. Like I have it on my PS5 to play. Doki Doki Literature Club, like I said, I need to play Dead Space on New Game Plus. I am at a point, Watkins. We do have to speak on that. I'm gonna let you know where I'm at. No spoilers, but I'm at a point in the game where I need to know what decision to make right now. The first major decision of the game. I have touched a little bit of an indie game. I will bring up real quick. I had seen the game, trying to get jump started on Kickstarter. As much as I want to put money down to help out, I never did. But then a couple years later, I see it's for free on PlayStation, the store. So I downloaded it. It's called Coffee Talk. It's a very short indie game. Just you make coffee for these characters and you tell the whole life stories. But the twist is that these characters are humans and monsters living alike in the same world, dealing with the same thing that a lot of humans deal with in real life. You have racial problems, you have relationship problems, friends that are not on equal standings, old friends and new friends, a person trying to figure out how to make a nice story out of all these little stories. It's a nice comfort game, very, very chill. You could probably beat the game in a couple of hours. Very similar to Doki Doki, but I was very intrigued by the animation. It's very pixel-like, very old school. And the soundtrack is very lo-fi, if that makes sense. If you like that kind of music, you hear a lot of it in like that. And you're pretty much a bartista. Like if you like making drinks like that for these characters, you'll like the game. Very simple. There is a part 2 which I wasn't aware of, which is why I downloaded the game. So I'm only halfway done with it, very chill. But if you guys are interested in playing something very like a game you could just read text, not really get into a lot of action, just like a story aspect, that is definitely a game I recommend for the year.
You made the line of like old friends and new friends, and it made me think of the theme song for the Cleveland show where he's like, "There's old friends and new friends and even the bear." I'm just like, oh no, that show existed. Oh my
It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but it also got canceled, so
Family Guy. Family Guy. God, there's nothing else to say about that.
Hey Vash, remember the time when we played Macarena for the New York Giants?
Peppermint Farm remembers.
Yes. Oh, talking about one thing that I do remember that I did watch, is my Dress Up Darling episode 1 with Wifey.
Yes, sir. And did you guys like it?
Yeah, I believe I spoke to you about it in a full depth conversation, off air and everything. We enjoyed it. I really want to get back into Wifey, with Wifey, because only right now it's only 11 episodes more to watch, so I do want to check it out. And I had a good time checking out or seeing the pics, the trailers back when it was airing. I saw the comedy, or I'm aware of stuff. I know the ecchi. My wife, the ecchi don't bother her, so just like it seemed like a good interest, and she's been enjoying the rom-com that I've been showing her. We did watch Fly Me to the Moon, Kaguya-sama, which I never finished that one. She has enjoyed Dr. Stone.
I need to go back to Kaguya-sama.
Oh, highly recommend it. It's such
It's
a good rom-com.
It's a good mid. It's a good comfort anime. Excuse me. I wouldn't say mid because at some point sometimes the comedy gets a little dry. But if you could look past that, it's a gemstone, in the rough. But I was gonna say, Vash, did you watch My Dress Up Darling in subbed or in dub?
Dub.
How did you like the voice actress? I don't know if you're familiar with Karen's voice actress.
Um, I don't remember. Karen, who's that again?
Marin, excuse me. Now I said Karen Marin.
Oh.
Well, yeah. The quick
Wow.
side note for her. The voice actress of her is actually a very famous YouTuber. Shout out to her if you want to look her up. She is really well known now in the YouTube and Twitch industry. She's well known also for a lot of other dubs. I don't remember them on the top of my head, but that's how I know her from. So I didn't know that until after watching Sub. So it was nice to see that. I can't wait to see and hear her in season 2. So definitely, if you like how she sounds in this dubbed, I highly recommend checking her out on YouTube and Twitch. If not, seeing her other work in other animes.
Okay, I'll definitely keep tabs of that.
Tsuga?
I do
No.
plan to check out more about Just a Darling. I heard very good things about it. I know it was very good and huge at the time, but I do want to say Black Ops 6. Go play that with a friend and play Gunfight because it's a great experience when you play with your friend and you don't have good co-outs, because then you guys learn we need to improve our communication in gaming. We may have good communication in relationship, teamwork, in other categories, but then you learn we suck in gaming communication. We gotta learn that shit, because that's one thing I want to give a shout out to Crash. It was a good learning experience because playing with my brother Marquise and playing with my brother, good communication. We failed a few times, but we got good. With Crash, we kept calling communication, but we kept losing and not having a good streak. And I'm like, there's something missing. We're not in sync. And we were like, there's something going on. And then after we were like, all right, cool, let's just take a break, let's do things. And then we just started doing some work things. But that's when we spoke to each other like, hey.
That was her name. I don't know why I thought about that for a while. Amelie's
Yeah.
the VTuber name. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
Sorry, I was looking through who else she voiced because I remember she voiced Uta from the One Piece film Red.
Oh, she did.
Oh,
Wow.
you know what? That sounds something like she would do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing.
But she was also Otohime in One Piece, the Fishman Island Queen.
Oh,
Like
I wouldn't go
that.
past
I'm
that.
like,
I haven't watched One Piece dubbed, but yeah, she's done a lot of very famous animes. I just don't know on the top of my head. You could let me know, but yeah, the most main one that I know is My Dress Up Darling. So the famous.
I mean, she was in Kaguya-sama. It looks like she was someone named Ai Hayasaka.
Oh,
she played that in the dub.
Oh yeah, Hasaka makes sense.
What
She has
the
a good
fuck?
voice. So girl was the
she
spy.
Was in a lot of shit.
Girl
Yeah,
was
no,
the spy-ish kind of spy / butler / maid.
Damn! Wow.
Oh, she was Lily in Pokemon Evolutions. Neat.
Girl has a good resume. It shows that she's been putting to work.
Goku-kun, come on! That's a infamous scene. If you know, you know. Watch Dress Up Darling.
Well, Crash, right before we transition, any thoughts towards my comment about Black Ops 6 gunfight that we played? Any thoughts about it before we move on?
Gentlemen, boys, ladies too, because you guys do play Black Ops 6. Communication is key to any type of game. Even if you think you have a good open communication with your partner, you do not in the game. Trust me. You gotta let your partner know, your teammate, what's up. Hey, he's behind you. Hey, he's grabbing me from the back. Hey, be careful, he's gonna shoot me on top. It sounds zesty, but I promise you, you need to communicate all these things or else you're not gonna get good. And we all need to get good in 2025. So what Vash said, yes.
Exactly. But like Crash said, we got to get good in 2025. We're about to jump into our media that we're excited for in 2025. But before we get into, we have a couple of things to discuss. And it's the Otaku Big News and Buzz Central. This is the pulse of our Anime Lady podcast. Get ready to dive into the latest buzz, hottest news, and our spit opinions on everything entertainment. So for our first category, because we're going to have 3 things. We're going to have gaming news, which is a bit short one, the manga news, and a bit of media news. Because it's a bit of American cultural, like, you know, a bit of things mixed in that type of media conversation. So we're gonna first jump into the gaming news, and the first one is Nintendo Switch 2 finally got announced and it came official. How do we feel about the new design? Just on the looks, that because we only got like a showcase of the new design. We don't know the specs yet. We have a damn Nintendo Direct of Nintendo Switch 2 in April. Is that correct, right, Watkins?
Yes.
Yeah, April.
And-
April 2nd, I think it is.
And then it
Yeah, I
gets
think it's
released
yeah.
in the later month of April. So I have comments about that. And on top of that, Nintendo Switch 2, we got announcement of Mario Kart 9 with 24 players instead of 12 and the redesign of Donkey Kong. How do you guys feel about that, Walkers? I'm going to pass it to you first.
Well, where'd you hear about it being released on at the end of April? Because like the last I heard was with the leaks, it was going to be released in June.
Let me double check while you
that's
give some
interesting.
thoughts.
Yeah. So like, okay, so design wise, like, first of all, I do like the design. I like how it does look a little bulkier, a little sturdier. So that's good for people that have children around that like to play the Switch and all that. I'm gonna miss the little slideys because I do like the little click sound you get when you put the Joy-Cons back. So really gonna miss that. When it comes to like games and all that, I get Mario Kart 9 coming out like probably on release of it because Mario Kart is a big Nintendo product. And I mean everybody plays Mario Kart. I dare somebody to be like, "Oh, I don't play Mario Kart." Fuck off. Yeah, you do. Like, and plus 24 players instead of 12.
That's chaos.
Please.
That is the worst case scenario. Just first place blue shells, red shells, green shells, bullet bill, the stars, the 8. No, you're screwed 9 ways from Sunday. There's no way you can come back from that L. Oh God, I just feel so bad. I've seen clips on the regular Mario Kart 8 alone. Imagine 24 on 9, bro. That $400 Switch is about to go in the fucking trash. I feel bad for where it takes that L gracefully. Jesus.
I saw a tweet. A big shout out to Jokestar that he said, I think one of the first tweets when they announced about the Mario Kart 9, he mentioned that Baby Park is going to be insane with a 24. It's going to be like, you can literally be, chat, right. You guys have to understand, you could be in place 24 in a second and then somehow make it a first in 5 seconds later. So much hecticness could happen. People thought that you could fight somebody in Uno. You're about to have fights in Mario Kart with 24 people. Imagine that online. No. Imagine that online. You'll be having fights in that voice call. That would be an insane 24 people. Like, I know at least 12 friends that could jump on Mario Kart. I don't know 24 people that could jump on Mario Kart.
Oh no, you could definitely get it popping for sure.
That's the beauty of it. We can have a community night with it.
Yeah, my God. Smoke Mario Karts, get the controllers, that's it, bro. LAN party, that's it. It's over for sure.
That's gonna be an insane. I'm really shocked, I would say, about the Mario Kart 9 the most. Like, the Nintendo Switch 2, I will get right to it. But the Mario Kart 9, I'm a bit shocked because Mario Kart 8, they added DLCs of previous, like, of the DS versions and previous of the Game Boy and other ones. So it felt like they added everything from previous of all Mario Karts 1 through 8 in there and kept DLCs and everything. So I felt like this was the last one. Mario Kart 9, I'm really curious to see what else can they add on top of what they already added on maps, and how else can they evolve it when they already have done much more than 8. So I don't know, like, if you have guys any theories of what or any speculation, please go. But on my end, as a gamer and has been playing Mario Kart 8 1 through 9, like, the maybe can they do 3 boxes, but then I feel like that's too much. I feel like they've done once 3 boxes. I do miss one thing, is that when you get the boxes, you could switch it, like, press a button and switch which one you want first, because that used to be a thing. But I know that's not, like, now you gotta, you gotta be chaotic. If you want to have 24 people, if you switch things, the first thing could be the banana, the coin. Things could be hectic. So that's my one complaint about it. Like, I'm really curious to see where they're gonna go, the specs for Mario Kart 9. Any thoughts about the Mario Kart 9? Anybody else before we switch about the Switch 2? Crash, go ahead. About Mario Kart 9.
I only have one thing. I do want to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 because I do have something to say about the dates. But I don't know if you guys have played it. I personally have not, but I see a lot of gameplay recently, and I like the system. Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite.
If that concept could come back in Mario Kart 9, it is fucking over for all of you. That's all I'm going to say. I would love to see that come back. If it doesn't page, whatever.
The co-op alone.
It would go so hard.
Oh my god, you have to be so in sync. Like, you want to talk about like COD and being in sync with your teammates and all that? Freaking Mark or Double Dash when you
Yes.
have to like switch off between driver and person in the back and all that. Like,
Yes.
because you had to press the button at the same time. I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times I was yelling at like my dad or sister, being like, "You got to press it at the same time," or
It's
being
gonna
like,
go through.
yeah. Or, hey, let me drive because you're old and can't do this on a video game, so I'll do it. Like,
That's a
I
oh
mean,
my
great
gosh, it's
bring
so
up
good.
on Crash.
Yeah,
You
like Crash Tag Team
get it
Racing was
going.
like my second favorite all time racing game next to that. So the same like, and mind you, I've never played the game, but I've been seeing a lot of gameplay recently, and I'm like, damn, why hasn't that come back from other Mario Kart games? And now you bring up the question, I'm like, you know what? If they see that in the fucking direct, especially I'm gonna be screaming. I'm gonna tell my girl, listen, I'm buying this with the new Switch. That's it. It's over. I don't give a fuck. We need to play this ASAP when the console releases and the game. Like 100%. I would love it. Nintendo, please. A lot of people have been asking for it. Could you? Yes. If it doesn't come to it, it's whatever for me. It's just another
That's
game
a
I'm gonna
great
buy.
choice.
It's nice to have it.
As a great choice. I approve. As a great one. Double Dash was such a chaotic night of gaming. Anybody that played that game with that, you got mad. People were through the blue shell, caused problems. The Switch, it was such a good choice. Crash, great one. What else about Mario Kart 9? Because did anybody care about the Donkey Kong redesign? Me, my boy just looks more chunkier. That's all.
I could care
Yeah,
less
he's just
personally.
chunky.
Yeah.
He's a chunky boy.
Yeah. It sucks that
Hey,
they're trying
chunky
to
boy.
copy what the Mario live action or kind of live action did. So they're trying to relate to his design of that one into the games. I wish they kept it different because Marvel and Star Wars did that with their content, whatever's doing the live action stuff, trying to copy it to the designs, not to the comics. I hate that. Like, nah, just keep your shit different. That's why I like what Marvel Rivals is doing. I respect that when they're doing it their own way, like they're making their own design and also respecting the design from the comics and just interpreting it a bit different. So that's one thing that's pretty cool on their end. But when it comes to Donkey Kong, he just looks chunkier. That's it.
Yeah.
But when it comes
Switch.
to Switch 2, go transition us to the Switch 2 content, Crash, because I know Wankis did mention some stuff earlier, but let's just talk about it real quick.
I'll just say this. I'll let the two of you speak on it more than anything, but I do have a source. Shout out to Tip Ranks. From what we can see, it's all leaks, so take everything with a grain of salt that we talk about. But from what I'm seeing here, it's saying potentially that the Nintendo Switch 2 could release anytime between June and September 2025. There has been no note in the news at all that it's going to release anytime in the end of April. So I don't know where that news came from personally, but from what I can see,
you're right. When I look up the stuff, what I read was a leak / rumor. It's not the actual confirmation. So what I read was also a leak / rumor. So it's not actual confirmation. My apologies on that. You're correct.
I mean, the Switch could come. It could come, at the fall when majority of the other consoles usually come out. It could potentially come out sooner. I don't personally care for when it comes out. I just know, like, when it does come out, for sure, like, a lot of us, Nintendo fans are going to cop the Switch. When does it make sense realistically? Yeah, for sure. You're going to be a lot of pre-orders. Everyone's going to wear a chart. I see here there's, like, 2 different tiers. There's one for 400 and one for 500. Nobody knows yet what the $500 tier is for. But, if I was Nintendo, right, you'd want to consider with the way the U.S. economy is right now to potentially put it for the fall. If you're gonna put it for some time, in June, if you want to cop it in summer, for sure, yeah, it's a nice thing to play, during a hot summer day. But if I was somebody like who really wants to cop it when I have no money, the best time we'll get it would be during the holidays. Maybe when there's like a special bundle deal or something like that. That's how I would assume Nintendo would go about it. But if it's gonna release sooner, I really don't see a reason why they would do that, especially with the economy going on with the U.S. I wouldn't know about what's going on with Japan, with the European, economy right now. They probably have a better chance to get it than us, so who knows?
With that market, it could be totally different of how it could go. It depends on the data and the market that they have on their sales. But I do agree, I would prefer for the Nintendo Switch to release in the Q3 or Q4, I would prefer, like, summer and fall. I feel like take your time, because I know they also have the Pokemon game that they want to release. I believe it's called X and Y, or Z, I believe it's called. So if they release that also later in the year, that'll be a perfect time to have Mario Kart 9, the new Pokemon game, the Legend of Zelda games that we're also going to be discussing later later on the segment. So I feel like it'll be a perfect opportunity that excuse me, that if we have for the month of April, we get the direct, and then to say, hey, wait until later this year in the fall, we will have, the release of the Nintendo Switch 2. But also, a lot of people were saying that this was the first time how, for example, we have PlayStation 1, but it was never called PlayStation 1. At the time, it was called PlayStation. The second one was called PlayStation 2. We called the first one PlayStation 1 because at the time, there was never a 1 yet. But then we have PlayStation 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're soon to have 7, 8, 9 when the time comes.
6 and when? Well, I got 5 right now.
I know.
I'm
I'm saying the rumors. I'm saying the rumors that people already saying that we might get announcement. When I'm like, bitch, the PS5 came out 5 years ago. We have time for that until 2030.
I want to say, hold on, Zach. You know something we don't? Let me know right now. Stop playing.
But when it comes,
like Sony, you're still releasing games for the PS4 still. Like, let's
slowly roll on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
But when it comes to Xbox, they have done weird numbers. They have done the 360, then the X, S, V, all the weird names. But then for the Nintendo Switch, I find it very interesting because people say the Nintendo Switch 2 is the first console that gets like a sequel name. I'm really curious that if this is going to be the finalized name of the actual sequel of the Switch. But also, if you really think about it, doesn't the Wii and the Wii U count as a sequel as well? Cause
not really.
Yeah, it's not like a PS2, PS3, or it's not like, but it's technically the Wii, and then the next version of the updated version of that. Yes, it has a different name, but it's literally almost the same exact shit, just a much better model that it didn't do great sales, but still did something. The Wii U.
If anything, the Wii U is more of like a prototype for the Switch.
Yeah,
like, because it wasn't really much like the Wii system. It might have been a little bit more powerful, but like, man, the Wii was just something completely different. And I mean, much like the Switch, kind of a game changer in some aspects of it. Now, take that statement as well and look at some of the motion controls, for example. For some games, they were a bit rough, whereas like the Switch, a little better, but it can still also be rough at times. I don't know if they're gonna continue. I hope they continue with the Switch thing, because I think they've struck gold with the Switch and its design and its concept. So I really hope it's just more of we're gonna keep updating like the design of the Switch and like the hardware of the Switch and all that going forward with Nintendo and gaming and all that. And yes, when I saw the words, you could play your Switch games on the Switch 2, when I saw that sentence, I lit up inside. I'm like, all right, yep, I'm still updating, because even if I can still play my old games, I don't give a crap. I am going to play the crap out of my old games on the Switch 2. Thank you.
I do like that concept, backwards compatibility. It gives people a chance to upgrade what their old Switch was to a newer one and still play those old games. Both, if you have it, in the cloud, online, or you have a physical copy, which is nice. What I want to say real quick with that is, Watkins brings up a great point that, Nintendo has struck gold, using a portable, console to play around everywhere. Sony did try that with the PSP. I know some people loved it. Same thing with Nintendo with the DS systems. People had their. I had a chance to have both, so I was blessed.
And the PS Vita, PS
Vita. A lot of companies has the idea, right, that you want to play a game when you're outside or whatever. We all get that for sure. And current games right now are played on mobile now. You got to play a lot of games on that. So the technicalities of certain old consoles could be played on the palm of your hand with the phone. My thing with the Switch right now is it's cool. I see with just the trailer alone, the fact that it has
magnetic, Joy Cons. Well, I guess we'll get to in a minute. The bigger screen. I'm pretty sure it's gonna have better specs than what the original Switch had. We'll learn more about that, I assume, with the Direct. My thing though is Nintendo has something going on there, but you have other companies like PlayStation with Sony, where they had their own controller version of that for $200, which is a total piece of shit. Xbox is nowhere near nothing like that. I know they have like their own version of Asus or whatever with a similar thing like that, but it's the same thing, not nowhere near. You have the Steam Deck as well too, kind of similar, but not as popular as Switch. People have this notion, this idea of these consoles, and my thing is like, where do you go from there after the two? You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking more towards the future. Switch is not gonna be far from Switch 2. I don't see a lot of like crazy, spec differences.
Yeah.
But where does Nintendo go past that? It's gonna be a new console like the Wii U, where you have something, or even the Wii or something like that. I'm trying to see more or less like where the technology advances from here on out with Nintendo specifically, because they're always gonna be cooking for a lot of new games, new sequels. Pretty sure with new amiibos, even that. But like with technology wise, you have a couple more years before maybe a PS6 comes out or a new Xbox Series. What does Nintendo bring to the table past portability that people would like to see? That's kind of where I'm getting at. Because you had like I just mentioned, we had Nintendo GameCube, we had the Wii at one point, and a lot of people like those kind of things. Would we get something like that? With Nintendo has Switch 2? I don't know. I would personally want to see something like that.
The next evolution I see in it is literally, okay, so how you have the Switch. You can take it out and it's the portable handheld version. You put it in your TV and you can play it on your TV. Next comes the helmet that you can just put the screen on and VR.
That's true.
I agree.
I feel like that would be the next step. But like with Nintendo, they're not too technically savvy. Because I know a lot of issues people had with the Switch was the hardware and how like, oh, let's port over games like Batman, Arkham
Witcher 3
City.
was in 720p. Why the fuck would I play it when I can play it on Steam in 4K?
So there's also that issue, but Nintendo always they find a way. They always find a way to just do something different, and it's something that trends for a while, unless you're the Wii U, which just bombed miserably for them. But that's neither here nor there now.
I would say when it comes to the Switch 2, for specs, I'm not saying I'm not excited for Theory. I'm just waiting to see what they show us. Like when it comes to April, chat, you will hear us either do a video that day or that night, or we will either talk about it the week after when it comes to any podcast, when it comes to Otaku News. But I'm more of curious, like I said in the intro of the show. I'm not gonna judge yet because they already know the amount of pressure they got. They have fucking millions of fans that are, and even content creators or even ambassadors like Roger Bass, a good friend of mine, and other peers that are big Nintendo fans, that they even probably get asked for feedback, or they even tell their fans to give feedback towards what they're looking for. So they know the amount of pressure they're fucking in to understand they have competition. They know the shit they're going through with Pokemon, with Power World. They know that they're losing to be unique, and that's not a bad thing. So they need to be up to date of what can they still do to be standing out for other content and media for them to actually be good. How can they revolutionize something that they already started that other people competed with, like the handheld of Steam Deck, like the handheld of the PS new one that came out last year, PlayStation, where they say, hey, you can only use this when you also log into PS5 and now use. Now, a year later, they say you could use this when your PS5 is even off. Now, I'm like, bitch, you should have done this a long time ago. But hey,
that's why I'm not gonna buy it. You took a whole year to fix that. Like, no,
it's like,
sorry,
yo, like I love the concept because
Yeah.
my girl likes it when I'm in the living room, but I want to play a video game. But my PS5 in my current living situation is all plugged in my console with my PC. But I can't play with my PS5 now. That sucks. But how can I do that if I get that console now? If I get the device, I can play on the road now. So it sucks that they did that a year later. I love the PSP, like Crash brought up. But I'm really curious to see how the handheld device, like, hey, the Joy-Con stuff being magnetic, that's great. The designs to me is great, but what I'm looking for is what can they bring us as a new studio? Because like Walker's brought up, the last comment I will say, SAO. That's what I'm waiting for. I want to enter the fucking game. What happened if I could have an Oculus and play The Legend of Zelda, where I could have a weapon and I'm fucking my boy Link out here just slicing things. You know how fucking amazing that would be? Instead of me fucking just seeing a whole dragon in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I'll be like, I'm in this shit. Oh shit, that shit's flying. That'd be amazing. If I could play Pokemon inside, just put the goggles or like Walker's brother, put the helmet, play Pokemon. I'll be like, yo, Charizard, go. Or see my boy Lugia, or see my boy Rayquaza. I'll be like, shit, Rayquaza, shit, you flying out here, bro. That'd be amazing. But I feel like that would be like in year 2040. By the time I'm 45 years old, I'll be like, I can finally use this.
By then, they could just put my brain into the game, and I can just live in the virtual Pokemon world for the rest of eternity.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm waiting for. But I'm curious to see when April comes. But chat, let us know down below. What are you guys excited for the Nintendo Switch? Are you guys something that has been reading the leaks like we have, but we're not going to dive into it because again, at the end of the day, they're leaks. We're not going to talk about what's not confirmed from Nintendo. We'd rather wait until it comes down, then we have a better conversation because it's pointless to talk about it, and we're not known for that as a channel or as content for it. So we're not here for it. But chat, let us know about it. Crash, you got any last comments before we transition?
Just real quick, very similar to Rockstar Studios with Grand Theft Auto 6. There are a lot of people in the world who do leak a lot of things. Nintendo, like you said, Vash, are dealing with the pressure in general. And I just want to point out, these things will tend to happen for sure. It's hard to keep a secret in this kind of gaming industry right now because everyone wants to know so badly, like what's the latest thing, what's coming out, what's gonna pique the interest of consumers right now. And the thing with that, like, if I were Nintendo right now, and we all know that Nintendo is lacking, when it comes to hardware. If you knew you're working on a big project like this, and you saw what happened with Grand Theft Auto 6 firsthand. Everyone saw what happened with that, and I feel so bad for everyone who's worked hard on that project. It sucks, but it does happen. You couldn't have taken their example and just try to keep the leaks to a minimum.
Yeah.
And now, with the news that, a shout out again to IGN for at least putting out one good, decent news out there for the first time, saying that, Nintendo's being pressured with that. I don't feel bad for Nintendo in that aspect because you should have seen that coming. You knew better, and that you reap what you sow. Again, it does happen for sure. But when it comes to stuff like that, like you've seen happen with Grand Theft Auto 6, you should have been on top of that. And now you're surprised that it did happen, and now you're even more pressured. That's on you guys, really.
I don't feel bad for Nintendo, I must say. I feel bad for the workers because I know they put the blood, sweat, and tears and the hours, the OT to get these things done, the long meetings and everything, and just to have it shot by fire by leaks and then people, shit talk it or talk about the goods and pros. And those people that work on it has to watch it or, be miserable. So I feel bad for them because they put the blood to work when the company above them or the marketing team, was not on top of their job. So that's who I feel bad for. For the overall company, nah. Yeah,
that's
fuck
their
up.
elder take. Yeah, that's their elder take, not ours. Like, thank you for letting us know, but sucks to suck, right?
But let's move on to our Otaku news. I'm talking about anime and manga in the segment itself. So for the first one, we're having Undead Unluck manga as originally released in January 2020. Berserk manga resumes on February 14th after the 4-month hiatus. Hijihiro, after being rejected as Shave and took in a high school runaway, the manga ends. Light novel series debuted in November 2018, and the anime studio's production and Signal MD merged with Signal MD has been dissolved. So the merger that they were planning to do has broken. So anything about this news? I know Watkins, you spoke about the Unluck, Crash. Anything about this news that came out you want to highlight? Was the one that hit you the most?
Watkins, please. Another bow down to Undead Unluck manga. May you rest in peace. I will watch it. I promise you guys on this channel. You guys hear here first. I talk shit. It's not shit. It is good. Do not take my word from back in the day. Give it a chance. All things can be given a chance. So Watkins is correct. Vash is correct. It's good. Even if you didn't watch the anime, read the manga first because it's fire. So promise you, I will watch it 110%.
And I'm gonna say a big shout out to the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. where he said it's gonna cry today. Oh no, I said like, are you crying?
It's
Like
gonna
yes,
rain.
it's raining. It's raining today. So that was a beautiful scene, and I want to give that to Anil. Look,
Oh yeah.
the Berserk manga. For those that don't know, the creator passed away. So I'm glad to see that the work is still being serialized. The creative team is going to be having a challenging road in this next couple of years for them to continue the vision, the art for Murata. I think was his name. No, I believe that's Murata is One Punch Man. Yeah, I believe Murata is One Punch Man.
One Punch Man. You're thinking, Miura?
Yeah, Mira, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I don't know how to. I forgot how to.
yeah, it's because the names.
Sorry, everybody. Crucify
Yeah.
me in the comments.
Yeah, it's because
please.
their names are a bit close, so it's just a bit confusing me. So my apologies, chat.
Yeah.
But best of luck to the creative team and the artists for Berserk to continue this because people know, the fans know. The manga that ends because it's being rejected as Shave, that's a wild name. That is crazy as hell, but we're here for it. And the anime studios, when it comes to mergers, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Curious to see how this will affect them for future projects, and if they had anything behind the scenes, probably money or finance, or something broke off. Things happen. How about you,
I would
Watkins?
just say,
Oh yes, Crash, go ahead.
I was gonna say just real quick for those who may or may not be familiar with the anime studios, Production IG is well known for a lot of like very mainstream animes. The Deer anime, I believe it was that. Don't quote me on that. If you know, you know from last year. The only one anime that came out from Signal MD that's really familiar is Hina the Starry Bride that came out last season. It was not good, but that's the only one I'm familiar with. So like any other of the animes that came out recently is not a lot that I've heard of previously. Maybe most people might have liked or disliked, but just because a merger happens doesn't mean it's the end of the road. It just means new beginnings for new potential anime to get better or to pick up on from other projects. So don't think that just because you lose one production team that it's over. It's always it's never goodbye. It's always I'll see you later. So take it like that when it comes to mergers.
Yeah. Didn't Production IG do Haikyuu?
You're gonna make me want to look that up now.
Do Haikyuu? Yeah.
Because
Because like if that's the case, if that's the case, perhaps this merger being dissolved is a good thing because maybe they can be like, oh, let's not do two movies.
yes,
to finish off
IQ. Yes, it does.
200
Yeah.
Ghost in the Shell,
chapters.
Psychopaths, Attack on Titan, Guilty Crown. It has done some bangers.
They
for
also
sure.
did Production IG for this year. They're doing Kaiju number 8 season 2, Star Wars.
Yes. Oh, hold on, sorry, Kaiju, you're right.
Star Wars
Yes,
Vision
yes, yes.
season, Star Wars Vision Volume 3, and Kekone Perfect Origin
Ooh.
Arc Season 2. Unfamiliar with that anime. They already have a 2026 project, and they already have 3 other projects to be announced of the dates. It was just
Good cookie.
Haikyuu, the provisional title, and Stage by Stage, and Rika Kuma is the other title they have announced but don't have a date yet.
Word. The only other note I have in this is I just there's a bit of comedy or maybe irony in the fact that the Berserk manga comes back on Valentine's Day.
That's a good point. That's
That's about
That's
it.
ironic for anybody that knows. Berserk sometimes gives you depression. It's very sad. Go check it out at your own risk. Read the
Do not, please, do not.
read the
If you're
synopsis.
young, do not read that shit.
Read
please,
synopsis
please.
before you're aware. Read the text because it's very graphic. It's very real life issues that gets discussed or into the ambiguous type of statements and conversations. So please go check that out on your own risk.
Like a horse demon.
Yes.
Yes.
The one comment I will say about Undead Luck is my boy Victor. I love Victor. He's dope as hell. Go check it out if you haven't. In the first 100 chapters, you really find out more about him. Or technically around 150. For the first 150, you find out a story and lore about my boy Victor. So please go check that out. My boy Victor, he always will remind me of my boy Goku in Super Saiyan 4. One of the best transformation. I'm going to stick that. I'm going to stick to that on God. But let's go to our last thing on Otaku Big News Central. And it's the media now. The media news. I don't know why I was about to say media now, but we are talking about media right now. So yes, 3 things. It is Netflix raises the subscription prices. It's because why, Watkins?
Oh, that's because Penta needed spinny fireworks for his entrance, and so Netflix was just like, "Oh, we're gonna have to raise the prices." And
That costs
Triple H is
extra.
just
That
like,
costs extra.
Yes.
yeah. Triple H is just like, that is okay. Just hike up the prices, and it'll be fine.
It was a big deal.
And Penta just when they released the news for it, it just shows Penta doing his
It is called zero fear in
Yeah.
English. Zero fear
Yeah,
for those
he's
in
just like-
Spanish is cero miedo.
That's it. He's just like, cero miedo for anyone who's scared of the new prices. It's like, nah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
For those that don't know,
yeah.
the high tier price went up $2. With 4K sharing within the family. Not outside the house, guys, 5 people, and for the low tier of the $7.99 is I think now $1 went up for ads and everything else included. And then our second story is Crunchyroll confirms some login credentials were posted on social media, states there's no evidence and the systems were compromised. And the last one, go fuck yourself, Sony, because Sony announces end of Blu-ray disc, the end of other physical media storage formats starting in February 2025. Media is sadly dying. Gaming media, movie disc media, and Blu-ray disc is going to be ending because if those that don't know, Best Buy also ended this physical media copies for movies and everything as well last year, or I believe this year. Within the past 20, the past 12 months, it ended of last year, February, January, and then Sony's like, "Her word, you're gonna start doing that. We're gonna start doing that as well." How do you guys feel about these 3 news of Netflix and Crunchyroll and Sony?
I'll give it to you, Watkins.
Well, I already said the thing about Netflix. I really don't care because, hey, I have a full-time job and pay my bills and all that. So, hey, $25 a month now? Whatever.
Yeah,
fine.
just skip a coffee at Starbucks. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And which kind of leads into the next thing. Might just get rid of Crunchyroll because of this. Because also, I'm not gonna lie, I don't get on it too much anymore. And really, there's other sites too. You could just look at legally.
The high seas.
You
You're
know?
The
right.
high seas, yeah, the high seas.
You know,
The high
yeah,
seas.
exactly. Yayo. But this whole Sony thing, yeah, physical media is dying,
That's a sad
and it
truth.
sucks because because you can buy a digital version, but you don't own that because they could just get rid of it. They could just delete it off of their systems at any point. Oh, but I own my system. No, you say you do. You say you do, but it's still theirs. They can still get into that shit.
And the fun part was a collector's edition. Like, you could say that you own this item and it's a collector's edition. Like, it was pretty cool stuff. Like just buying the Blu-ray that costs $80, but because it comes with extra stuff and it comes with a sticker or comes in with a sports or card because of this special reason. And I'm like, hey, it looks cool because you love or enjoy the content so much that you want to buy it. And that's a sad truth.
Prime example. Look at these awesome orange boxes of Dragon Ball Z. Look at this artwork. Look at the beautiful artwork. And guess what? When you have it displayed like on its side, I don't know if y'all can see it, but look, that kind of looks like the Z at Dragon Ball Z, right? Oh, well, if you have all 9 seasons lined up, it spells Dragon Ball Z in this nice little picture. And the same with the box sets for Dragon Ball. It has Dragon Ball and the picture of the Eternal Dragon behind it. Like, these are display pieces. Like, even if the discs end up not working anymore and you can't fix them, you can still keep them as your display and all that. Like, it's just something cool to have. And also with like a lot of physical media, there's a lot of extras that they don't put like on these streaming sites either.
They don't.
Like bloopers, like deleted scenes that they don't add into the movies or anything. Some movies even like when they put them on streaming, it's still the theatrical version and not the extended versions, which is just like, why are you doing that? Like, your movies are better when they're the extended. Well, some movies are, but like, yeah, you're just losing so much of what makes your movie or TV show that much better by getting rid of the physical media that has that stuff on it, you know? And it just sucks because, like, then at that point, you end up with lost media. And then, 10 years down the line, you're just like, oh, did you ever hear about this show called, I don't know, Apothecary Diaries? Did you ever hear about that anime? Oh, you didn't? Well, I have these DVDs and they're like, what are DVDs?
Yeah.
Is it not streaming anywhere? Well, they took it off of all streaming sites and all that and doesn't really exist now on the internet because, our overlords decided to delete everything because, hey, people hate innovation and imagination and all that, but that's I'm gonna get off my soapbox for that part of it. No, it's stupid.
It
It's
is.
really stupid. And to what just to save an extra dollar? Come on, man. You're not losing
It
anything.
is, and the
Come on.
gatekeeping aspect it sucks because you said something very true about the
Mhm.
Dragon Ball. I remember also having, like the spines. Some of the spines are art pieces when it comes to some of the Blu-rays. When it comes to Matrix Blu-rays, you have the numbers coding in the spine, and it looks cool when you have it with the Blu-ray collection, and it's very sad.
Mhm.
I will miss that.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and it just does become more rare. And then it could it could go on an auction in the future because now it becomes more unique because it becomes more of a collector edition because it doesn't exist no more because it doesn't get printed no more, and it just loses its value or sometimes it will gain more value because of that reason.
Exactly, but fuck us with physical media and wanting to keep things and wanting to preserve things too, but whatever. But Crash, go ahead. It's your turn. It's your go to like let loose on Sony.
I have two things to bring up with the Sony that's gonna tie in with the Crunchyroll, it's gonna tie in with the Netflix. So let me start off by saying,
All right, talk to us.
may I address your attention, boys, to March of 2022, when Crunchyroll and Netflix merged together. If you guys may or may not know, that's how Funimation, tragically ended. They did merge with Crunchyroll.
Yeah, the
Their libraries.
Sony Crunchyroll,
Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
May I also remind you, gentlemen, that at that point in time, like Walken said, there have been certain things that you physically own potentially. That also includes digital things that you potentially have owned with Funimation. And unfortunately, due to copyrights and licensing problems, those people who had bought that stuff at Funimation couldn't get that into Crunchyroll.
Yeah, no
So the amount of
transfer.
money so that's still ongoing. The fact that they still have
Mhm.
not figured that out in the last 3 years now, we're in 2025, is mind-boggling. Mind you, we're almost to February, almost 3 years now.
I believe
So
I believe they made the official transition. I believe last year around this time, and also for those that don't remember as well, they also bought Right Stuff Anime, a third party that used to resell items, volumes, Blu-rays as well. They don't do that no more because Right Stuff got bought by Crunchyroll as well, and their stock went up for pricing. Like if a Blu-ray was used to cost on Crunchyroll $80, now it costs $120.
yes, shout out to Sentai Production Works.
Yes.
They're a big company that they have their own streaming site, High Dive.
Yeah.
Their website, you tell the difference between what they have and what Crunchyroll has. There's a big difference. They always have monthly sales. I'm always looking at what
They
Crunchyroll
care about the
produces.
fans.
They do care about the fans. I'm not gonna lie. There have been a lot of times I've been very tempted to buy things from them. I'm like, oh, that's a good deal, but if the missus ever finds out, she'll whip my ass. So I'm like, you know what? I will abstain. I can't. Then I look at Crunchyroll and I'm like, oh, I have the Mega Fan, membership. I get 10, 20% off, whatever. Then I'm like, ooh, these figurines look spicy. Then I see, oh, $500, almost $1,000. Oh, but I get free shipping and 20% off. I'm like, you know
See,
what?
that's
I'll
where
look
they get you.
elsewhere. Yeah,
That's
so
where they get
the
you with
authentic
free shipping.
there's been so many memes about that and everything, but going back to the idea of physical media storage formats, it's a damn shame because I like steelbooks as much as the next guy. I do
Same.
like collecting stuff. It has been a minute since I have collected stuff like that, but last thing I had collected was Avengers Endgame, the steelbook. It is a collector's edition now. I believe it goes, do not quote me, but almost $500, brand new,
What?
intact. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me. It was been a while since I've seen that.
Nice.
I have mine open and everything, so I'm not selling that on God. But a
I was
collector's item like
tempted.
that.
I was tempted one time to buy the Avengers Infinity War saga, meaning Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, all in one collection. I thought about buying them,
That would be awesome.
and it also came with like a small version of the Infinity Gauntlet when you bought that, and I think that was like $200-$300, maybe that could be the $500 you're talking about, Crash. That could probably be the Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3 as the Infinity War Saga, because I know that one was pricey. It was like a $400-$500 thing, but it makes sense because you get 3 phases, like 21 movies, and you get like a small version of the Infinity War Gauntlet, so makes sense.
No, yeah, and just to end that, point, like, I like physical copies, honestly. I have downloaded some digital here and there. Like, I get some points where you have to, like, if you can't buy it physically, you have to download digitally for sure. But I'm an old school comic guy. I like collecting stuff like that. It's been like that for a very long time. Even the younger generation would understand VHS tapes. Like,
Oh
they
my
have
gosh.
some value with that to them. They will never know what the hell a Rugrats orange VHS tape is, what it means to me. That is like, my childhood, like stuff like that, memories, my childhood, like it has meaning to it. And to see that, even going with the PS5 games, like, because I am a Sony guy myself, seeing that could potentially go away in the next couple of years with the PS6 if it ever gets released, if it's only digital like that will hurt me internally, because I lived with the floppy disk to the USBs, to VHSs, to CDs. Like I haven't been here that long in life, but in the time that I've been here, I've seen it all just transpire and change. And it's changing so fast, and it hurts because, I would like it to stay a little while longer, but technology always is going to innovate. It's always going to adapt to something more newer. And we as humans have to as well, too. So it hurts to see it, but, I get why it happens. To that, the duality of man, as I would say, right? PSP, running back to that. Black Hawk Down, have the whole CD DVD thing, on my side. That's probably gonna go for a lot of money in the future. And then, I have, the little memory stick on the PSP. May or may not have legally, illegally, FBI, you'll never know. May not have illegally, pirated, a copy of Resident Evil Extinction from a Netflix DVD when they used to be mailed back in the day. You guys probably know, you remember that, the younger generation. But yeah, before Netflix was even streaming everything, we used to get DVDs from these guys once upon a time. And once upon a time, your boy, the Hispanic Assassin, couldn't watch Resident Evil Extinction, which was, quote, one of my favorite movies when I was a young kid. So what young Hispanic Assassin would do is, put the CD in the computer, pirate it, put inside my PSP, and then anytime in the car with my family driving somewhere, just watch the whole thing from beginning to end. So, the duality, man, we have the DVDs on even PSPs, even DS, I think had a movie or something like that at one point. To now we could just pirate and do everything like that. So it's such a shame where that goes. To Crunchyroll now with the logins. Again, damn shame that's happening. I come from an era where one point, pirating was a thing. Shout out to Kiss Anime. You were my boy. You were always my favorite. You will always be the OG of my life.
Kiss Anime was the way to go.
That was the OGs.
Or watch Naruto.com, watch Bleach.com.
Yes, that was
yes, sir.
Watch OnePiece.com.
Unfortunately, at the time, they did get shut down. Hence why I went, straight. I went legal. Got, myself Crunchyroll, Funimation at the time, High Dai, the whole shebang bang. But now I'm seeing, with these things like, you can't even protect your client's privacies, their information, why would I want to give my hard-earned money to you guys when you're just overcharging me and now you're protecting my information when I could just take my chances and go to the high seas and get stuff for free? It's a shame, but I challenge you, Crunchyroll, yourself. I don't think you could be better, but show us how you can be more better. Give us a reason to stick around, because at this point, seeing that, on the news, and it's only 2025, and I just renewed my yearly membership with you guys, which, by the way, went $10 higher. Not mad at it. I know how it is with the economy, but for that news here, the high seas might be calling my name, boys. Might be joining you guys finally the One Piece.
Yeah,
and then finally when Netflix
did
did that,
partially getting rid of mine. So yeah,
might be in the boat with you.
I don't blame you.
No, and to Netflix, you're so lucky. I have a girlfriend and wife that I love, so you can keep milking my wallet. It's fine. It is what it is. I'll keep the membership. You're lucky. I'm also watching some anime on that too. So it is what it is. Very, very smart with a WWE play, Raw play, excuse me. But yeah, I'm gonna stick around with Netflix for a little while longer until
it's not meant to be. But we'll see. We'll see when Netflix takes us.
That's a good choice. You know, we gotta see where the OG, because technically our boy Netflix is the OG, so we gotta see where they take us on this adventure of just $25 bill, and we're on Netflix. So we just gotta see where WE takes us. But without further ado, let's jump into our main topic of the show. We're on our last 30-minute stretch mark of the coverage, so let's talk about it, chat. What are we looking for 2025? For the first thing we're discussing about is, the 5 things we're discussing about is a quick reminder is movies, TV shows, anime, animation, gaming. But the first one we're gonna break it down is for movies. So, chat, we're gonna talk about month to month and see what the panelists are into. You guys, let us know, what are you guys excited for movies, TV, anime, gaming of this month? I mean, of this year. Don't talk about 2026. And also, we're not going to really discuss January, since we already, past January by the time you get to watch this recording. It came on the 30th. Kind of pointing to talk about what has happened, but we will be talking about a few things in the animation and anime related. But without further ado, let's jump into the month of February of 2025. Is there any movies that you guys are excited for in the early month of the year? Because I know 2 that I am, and it's called Love Hurts, that come out on February 1st. Is by the guy that is Ki Kwan. He is the guy that was in the movie and won an Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Really good film. And he does an action where he's a retired assassin. Retired assassin. So if you love assassin movies and he knows how to kick ass, is this like a John Wick but like a rom-com? Could be. So I'm very excited for this one. Captain America Brave New World. Really excited for that one. And as well for The Cleaner is on 2025, and we have our girl Daisy Ridley. For those that don't know, she's from Star Wars, and since she did Star Wars, she hasn't done much since then because Star Wars community sucks. So I really want to check this out to support Daisy Ridley when it comes to The Cleaner. And that's it for the month of February for me when it comes to what I'm interested. So, Walkers, anything that you saw that's going to be coming out, horror-related, action-related, rom-com, are you excited to see this movie of The Cleaner representing by Daisy Ridley?
Well, first I'm gonna start off where, like, you're not wrong about, like, you're not wrong about the Star Wars fandom. However,
Tell him.
Disney also kind of fucked up Star Wars and everybody involved with it, but that's besides the point. Yeah, Love Hurts looks like a lot of fun.
It does, right?
I'm looking forward to that one. Captain America Brave New World. Hey, I mean, MCU at this point is what it is. Am I gonna go see it? Probably, because I wouldn't mind talking about it too, because it does look, it at least looks fun, but if I walk out of there like I did with Multiverse of Madness and Thor 4, we're gonna have some issues, but that's neither here nor there. Yet nothing really is sticking out to me for February that I'm looking at.
All right, that's fine. That's still a good small
There's
list.
apparently a Mobile Suit Gundam thing. What is this? Like,
That is an anime coming out. Don't get that confused. I hope that is. No. There was a separate movie prior to that. There's a Gundam movie.
Yeah.
There's a mobile one, and then there's an anime one coming out. So, just be careful with that. There's one I think coming out in theaters in the next month or two.
this
I
is like
think it's
an
Japan
hour,
first.
21 minutes.
Yeah. It's a whole other separate Gundam. So, if you like the mobile series, which I just started getting into low key, I know it's crazy, guys. I didn't like mech animes, but now I'm starting to get into. That is a whole separate, in the multiverse universe of mechs.
Yep.
And then there's the anime coming out. It's a lot. Just look into it if you're interested.
But other than that, Watkins, anything else for February?
No, I'm pretty good with February.
All right, Crash, what anything interests you other than our boy Captain America the Winter Soldier? I mean, well, not Captain America the Winter Soldier. Captain America Brave New World.
It's funny you say that. Because I am interested in watching that. I have also a similar interest with Watkins in that sense. Like I'm a little iffy with the MCU right now. Even with this, I love Captain America, but however, I have my pros and cons with the movie, but for a different reason. and it's because it's very similar to the Winter Soldier in that aspect. So like this concept has been done before, so I don't know what kind of originality besides the characters they're bringing to the table. So that's where I'm, be paying close attention with that. If a complete ripoff of Winter Soldier, best believe I'm gonna be very upset because now I had to look forward to Thunderbolts. If that shit's trash too, this is gonna be a trash year for Marvel. But we'll see to that. Again, like I just said, Thunderbolts I'm also looking forward to as well too. I hope it's good. If it's not, Marvel, you and I got beef this year. It's not a movie coming out in February, but a movie that has been talked about, and I believe it's coming out this year. Don't quote me. Scary Movie 6 with the Wayland brothers had been announced not too long ago, so I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a trash movie, but it's a good kind of trash movie.
Oh hell yeah! I love Scary Movies 1 through 4, 1 through 5, I believe. They've been amazing.
Scary Movie 2 will always be my favorite.
Yeah,
3
Scary
will be second best. But besides those movies, best believe, I am an anime enthusiast. So there are some anime movies coming out in 2025. One of them, very, very excited for, the Demon Slayer movie.
Sir, that is in the anime section. We're in the live action movies.
Oh, no, I jumped the gun. After that, I mean, if anything comes out with Scarlett Johansson, Sydney Sweeney, or,
so
what was that other girl's name?
Let's get into March then, because in March we got the only one I'm excited for, such to say, out of the whole month of March, I'm excited to see Robert Pattinson for Mickey 17. I'm excited for that one. That comes out March 7th. Out of the rest of March
was Robert Pattinson?
Yeah, that's Robert Pattinson. If you didn't know.
He looks nothing like that man in the fucking trailer. I saw that yesterday too. That's crazy. You're lying to me.
That's the point. Yeah, Robert Pattinson is the one. He's the main actor for doing Mickey 17. He's the one to get clones, 17 times. For those that don't know, go check out the trailer. But sadly, out of the whole rest of the month of March, those are the other movies that I'm interested or is aware of that I am, curious for. How about you, Juan? Is anything that you're interested for the month of March, or we're good to move on for the next one?
Oh my, no, I can't believe. How could you skip over probably what's going to be movie of the year? How could you skip over Snow White coming out March 21st?
March 21st, Snow White. I'm not looking for these adaptations. I have not seen one of these adaptations of the live action.
I can't wait for that weekend. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't wait for that weekend. I can't wait for that shit to bomb. I can't wait for everyone to be like, this movie sucks. I can't wait for Disney to be like, oh, well, nobody just likes movies and all that. No, you make shit movies. Stop making live action adaptations, you idiots. Anyways. Hi,
that's
Disney.
A good choice.
Sponsor us.
That's a good choice. Yes. We will be talking about the Otaku news that weekend when it comes out. So we'll see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Crash, is there anything that you have for March?
I just want to go back to February real quick. I overlooked something. I apologize. I heard from a good, reliable source, Rotten Tomatoes, that The Monkey might be a little good. And I'm a very good horror enthusiast, so I hope to God it's good. Because if I find out it's trash, I'm very disappointed. The horror has been very iffy lately, so I'm looking forward to a good horror coming around. So I hope The Monkey is a good one. But for March, personally, just looking down the list, I don't see anything particularly that's like piquing my interest. Mickey 17, that is Robert Pattinson. He looks so much older. That threw me off. I did not expect that. I'm like, God damn! I hope he doesn't look that old in fucking The Batman Part 2, which again comes out in 2027.
Sir, that's the point of the wardrobe department, the makeup department, and the acting. They did their job.
Past that, unfortunately, nothing piques my interest in that. I will probably hear a lot of good things about some of these movies, not a bunch, but in general, overall for March, doesn't look like anything piques my interest.
All right, so let's move on to April. Yeah. Sadly, with April, I know one thing that everyone's going to be excited for. The best movie of 2025, and what is no one talking about, is a Minecraft movie. Look at how great that movie will be. You know what? Can't wait for us to do a review, shit talking, maybe do a review.
What in the Borderlands is it?
The Minecraft
If it flops like Borderlands, Jesus Christ. I don't know how Jack Black could literally carry that movie.
But
I don't.
I was going to say, jokes aside for the Minecraft, because truthfully, honestly, guys, I don't care about it. The one I do care for the month of April is one and only The Accountant 2, with my boy Ben Affleck, John Berto, J.K. Simmons, and Cynthia Andy Robinson. I'm excited for this film. If nobody has seen The Accountant, the first one, do yourself a favor and go watch The Accountant. So good film. We have a good Ben Affleck as a good actor, as a sniper. John Berto, the relationship, talking about having OCD, having everything perfect lined up, knowing how to go through trauma of having brother sibling in the spectrum. All these type of things are very interesting, so I highly recommend anybody if you haven't watched The Accountant. But that's honestly my movie that I'm looking forward to out of this month of April. Is The Accountant is the only one. Crash, go ahead first. What are you looking for the month of April?
Besides potentially that could be the biggest flop of 2025, the Minecraft movie, there is one movie that I'm genuinely curious to hearing about before I give it a shot. Mind you, this is now a video game becoming a movie adaptation, Until Dawn. For those who may not have played, that is a movie that I have seen the trailer. I have extreme mixed opinions about it. I have watched gameplay of the game. I have not personally played it myself. I did not think it was all that game-wise, but it has one of the PlayStation hits. So I have to assume a lot of people liked it, played it, whatever. The trailer itself, I like I said, I have mixed opinions about it. I see the horror aspect. I'm not feeling the characters. I don't know if it's because it has to do with these new actors and actresses joining the movie or anything like that. But I like the horror aspect that they're going with. I don't know if it matches the gameplay 100% or not. So I'm going to wait for reviews, especially from Rotten Tomatoes, because fuck IGN, they do not know how to fucking review on God. And I'm going to say it out here in the podcast. I'm not afraid to say that. I can't wait to hear about early reviews, and I hope the movie adapts well to the game. That's all I have to say to that.
All right, Walkers, tell me yours.
I mean, I'm kind of the same boat. Until Dawn, I mean, the gameplay, it's basically playing a movie. I forgot the studio that does like those games.
Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, you played the game.
Detroit Become Human. I can't forget that. That's an OG game. Excuse me.
Detroit Become Human's good though. So,
yeah,
I haven't played it, but I've been wanting to.
Great game.
I heard good things about it.
Highly
Such a great game. Connor is like my favorite character next to the. Actually, they're all great characters. I can't even talk shit. All of them were good in their own aspect. Yeah. There was nothing bad about them. All of them were good.
I still kind of kick myself because the first time I played it, I messed up the lady robots
Cairo
thing. Yeah, whatever hers was, because I didn't go save the girl in the beginning. Because I thought that's where the story was supposed to go. Like her not breaking yet, and then as soon as that didn't happen, it's like, all right, well, now you're not doing that route. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait, I don't get to do her route now? Are you sitting? No, I restarted the game after that.
I was gonna say you just let. Okay.
I didn't let it. I didn't let it leave there. I was just like, no, we're not doing that. Minecraft. Okay, Minecraft movie might do better than Snow White, only because kids will go see it.
That's a hot take. But
I think kids,
do kids like Black
kids will
Jack?
see. Yes.
It's Jack Black, but also the name of the movie, Minecraft. They're expecting to see something of the game, so they're expecting to see something similar and to entertain themselves. That's what honestly will be it.
I mean, they've seen Super Mario, so they've heard of Bowser, but they don't. As a child, you only hear the voice actor. You don't see him by face. So it's not until you get older that you really put two and two together. But for a younger generation, it's like, do they? The game is very popular, but do they care enough about Blackjack for him to carry the movie? That is yet to be seen.
But
that's the thing. It's Minecraft, so yeah.
All right, so let's get into May. I got 4 movies that I'm excited for May. It's gonna be Thunderbolts, and then I got Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, because those Mission Impossible franchise is fucking amazing. And Tom Cruise, Tom Cruise, Lilo and Stitch. I'm a big fan of Stitch. I literally have the Stitch thing literally right here. I love Stitch. That holds my picture and everything. He's not holding anything. He's just there chilling. And the last movie is Karate Kid Legends. I never watched the original movie of Karate Kid. Sorry, nothing never. I just haven't rewatched it so long, so I don't count it right now. I watched the one of Jackie Chan and with Jaden Smith. I love it. It's really cute. Jaden Smith did a song with Justin Bieber, really cute. And my boy is a Karate Kid. kind of nice. I never seen the Karate Kid of the Netflix series being, 4 or 5 seasons. Haven't seen that one, but I'm excited to see this movie in May. So those are the 4 movies I'm excited for. How about you, Marcus? Anything you're excited for in May? Are you excited for the Thunderbolts, like you said, for the MCU?
I mean, if I'm being totally honest, I don't give any crap about the Thunderbolts.
Have you ever
just
cared about
gonna,
them in the comics, or
like-
you're aware about them in the comics? Like
I
the-
had no idea who they were until until MCU people were like, "Yeah, Thunderbolts coming next year." I'm like, "Who? What? Why? When?" Okay, fine, whatever. Lilo and Stitch, I'm optimistic about.
Say
Less cautious, but more optimistic about it. So I'm fine with that. I mean, Karate Kid, I haven't really gotten into like the reboot of it with
Yeah.
Jackie Chan. I'm just more of the 80s version. Like that's more my speed with it. But that's really it for May for me.
all right, Crash. What's yours?
So, of course, I'm in the same boat as you guys. I'm a big MCU fan. Thunderbolts is also high on my list. What I will say though is I'm not gonna take Florence Pugh seriously because I already seen her butt ass naked, and what was that movie with the bomb? Fucking not Heimerding. I'm thinking about fucking League of Legends right now. Oppenheimer, yeah. So, after seeing her in that scene, I'm just like, any movie she's in now, I can't look at her the same way. It's just like, it's so really weird. But the thing with Thunderbolts for me is that what Marvel's doing is bringing back a lot of recurring characters that came from older movies and kind of cleaning up with their past movies and trying to like put them up in an area where they're gonna be either useful or just finish up where they last left off. So that's very interesting to see. And the new character that I forgot his name. I have read him I think once or twice in a Marvel comic, but he's the equivalent of like Superman in the DC comics, who was supposed to be Stephen Young, who plays Invincible. He left. I guess he didn't want to do it, so now they put this new guy. I don't know the actor's name, but that character is very interesting. I'm very curious to see what he brings to the table Marvel wise, because next to Adam Warlock, he's like the next OP character right now in the MCU. So I'm very curious to see like what's the point of him, what's the point of Thunderbolts, like and everything like that. Because unless he is like the villain, and they're trying to protect him from being like weird, like being like what's the reverse of Superman?
Bizarro Superman.
Bizarro. It's kind of like a Bizarro kind of situation, kind of like that. I'm very curious to see if that's going to be like that or whatever. So it's interesting. I'm very curious. I'm not trying to put too much emphasis or look into it because I'd rather be surprised watching it. If it's a piece of shit movie, it's whatever. But it's intriguing to say least because it has a lot of potential depending what these lot of characters, what they bring out, whatever. It's a little comedic too. So I'm for the comedic aspect for it. Let's see what goes with that. I'm seeing here. I'm not interested, but just to see that A Big Bold Beautiful Journey with Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie. I did hear Margot Robbie actually was trying to like not be in as much cinema after the Barbie movie. I heard a lot of things happened with her. She just wasn't feeling a lot of movies. So I'm glad to see she's getting back into cinema. She's reprising some roles. So it's good to hear about that. Other than that, Final Destination Bloodlines. I mean, another Foundation movie. I like horror, but I can tell just from a glance it doesn't look any good at all. Personally, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna skip that for a horror movie. That's a prime example of hell no. I will hard pass on that shit. I'm pretty sure it's probably given a 4 out of 10 or something like that. Mission Impossible: The Fire Reckoning Part 2 comes out May 23rd. I have not watched any of the Mission Impossible movies. I know my father-in-law has, so shout out to him. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be really fire. A lot of people are gonna like that. Lilo and Stitch, I'm pretty sure my wife is gonna make me go with her to the movies to watch it. I have mixed feelings on live action overall with Disney. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a hit or miss kind of movie, so I hope she likes it. I don't have any expectations going myself. And finally, I don't care for Karate Kid. I'm probably gonna pass on that. Shout out to Jackie Chan though. I hope he does a good job. He's old now. I think almost 70 or even older than 70. So, but yeah, I don't give a fuck about Karate Kid. Sorry, guys.
All right.
We're talking about movies.
So
People
we
enjoy
spoke
talking
about
movies.
January to May. Now let's talk about summer. I'm gonna put in a little packet because to speed up the conversation. Let's talk about our June, July, August, our summer season, our summer blockbuster. Because I know it's gonna be mesh in. Because sadly to say, in the month of June to August, I only got 3 movies I'm excited for. Chat, and it's for me is How to Train Your Dragon, the live action. I'm a big How to Train Your Dragon fan from the trilogy, from the animated. For those that need to know, one of the best trilogies out there. Go check it out if you haven't. My boy Toothless is one of my favorite creature. Then after that, I can't wait to see Superman. Comes out on July 11th, 2025. And then we have the next film I'm excited for is Fantastic Four: The First Steps. That comes on August. I'm sorry, no, that comes on July 25th. So a week after Spider-Man. I mean, a week after Superman. So it is a possibility with this type of content of the summer release. 3 movies I'm excited for. How about you, Marcus? What are you excited about the summer release?
First of all, I'm looking at June. I had no idea there was going to be a Dirty Dancing 2. And so I clicked on it. And it's just like, oh, plot is under wraps. I'm like, so okay, fine, whatever. How to the live action How to Train Your Dragon? Just see the rant about live action shit anyways, because like why when the animated versions are vastly superior, but whatever. 28 years later coming out, so that should be fun, I think, because those are pretty cool. Not Crash. Drop will like this. The fact that we're getting Megan 2, like that should be fun as well. Had no idea there's gonna be another Jurassic World, so that I kind of take modern Jurassic Park, Jurassic World stuff as just a fun little popcorn flick. I'm not gonna go in thinking about anything, especially after the last one where it's like, oh, the main threat is bugs. Cool, neat, awesome. A dinosaur movie about bugs. Superman is gonna be cautiously optimistic, but
I'm a damn excited. I'm thrilled, man. I'm excited.
Did you see that they had the just a small little clip?
Yeah, like a
of
5
Superman
second of him just flying. Oh, it looked amazing. It looked fantastic. Amazing.
What is this obsession with having like that, like in your face, like shot like this? Because like Superman had it, Tails had it. I literally saw a tweet earlier today. It was just like, yes, the 4 horsemen have been here, and it's like that same shot. Just like what's our obsession with that? Like what the hell?
People just like POVs, I guess, or like in your face kind of things,
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a couple other like reboots, I guess. Like Don't Know What You Did Last Summer, I guess, is a reboot.
Yeah.
Another Smurfs movie. Cool. Kids might see that. What? Hold the phone. What? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, you could tell I haven't seen. This is the first time of me seeing this list. No idea there was going to be another Naked Gun movie. So okay.
Oh, and the Bad Guys too.
Cool.
I'm excited for that. I enjoyed the first one of the Bad Guys, so I'm excited for Bad Guys too.
Yeah. The first one was pretty good. I'm hoping this Fantastic Four movie's good. Another Freaky Friday.
Fantastic Four comes out this year?
Yeah. If you look at the date,
July.
is July 25th.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
not
whoa!
much in
Looks
August,
like I'm putting that on the list too. Cool. I thought that was coming out later on in the fall. I must be mistaken.
But yeah, on to you, Crash. I'm gonna pivot over to you now.
So if I'm not mistaken, we were in June.
Well, the summer release, June, July, August, and then Watkins. While we talk about that as well, get your September to December idea of what you're looking forward.
I'm looking at it.
All right, Crash.
Ballerina. Ballerina is a movie I'm looking forward to.
Nice.
I had to catch up on John Wick 4. I was halfway done with 3, and I don't know why I stopped. I was probably doing something important, so I had to finish 3, watch 4, and then I'm gonna watch Ballerina for sure. 28 years later. My only thing with that, because I had seen the original in high school.
28 days.
28 years, excuse me, later. I saw 28 Days. Aaron Taylor Johnson flopped so hard as fucking Craven the Hunter. I don't have high expectations for him.
You
So
can't
the fact
blame
that
him. I think you can blame the movie and the writer. And he's a great actor. You cannot blame him because he has done other great roles.
He was great in Kick-Ass. I loved him as Quicksilver in MCU. That was peak movie for him. After that, like Godzilla, the first one, I didn't fuck with him with that. You know, with Craven, I don't know his late work. I just haven't been feeling personally. I don't have any ill will towards him, but just I don't know. I feel like lately he hasn't been on his high horse as of late.
I
So I'm
recommend
very
to watch the movie. Where is it? He's known for the Bullet Train. I recommend to watch the Bullet Train. He's very good
with
in
Brad
that.
Pitt.
Yeah, with Brad Pitt, Bad Bunny as Bad Bunny
yeah.
as well. So
Bad Bunny's
he's
in
very
MCU.
good in Bullet Train. I highly recommend it. And also the Fall Guy. He's very good there as well. But short scene,
Okay.
but he's very good there. But I do recommend it.
Megan 2.0. I heard great things about the original Megan. I did want to watch it with the missus. I'll see if I could try to find time to watch it, you know, in some kind of streaming site. But I do want to watch that for sure. Jurassic World. I didn't watch the previous one, which I think was Fallen, or I forgot what was the name of that.
I lost track
forgot
with
what it was
I
called.
lost track with the Jurassic films. Not saying I lost
No.
interest.
Yeah.
I just lost track of them. honestly.
Yeah, I could care less about it. Like you. Rebirth, like it's always a new shit. Like, bro, like we done. I get it. There's dinosaurs, cool. Like, get to the fucking point, bro. Like, how can you beat a T-Rex? Like, I
Dinosaurs are
seen it
cool.
all. You can't beat a T-Rex anymore. Like, we seen it.
You need high heels to outrun a T-Rex. You have to have high heels.
Somehow,
That's the secret.
and you outrun it, and it's like how?
Superman, we have talked about it when the trailer came out.
Yes, we
I
did.
have again high expectations for DC. You know, James Gunn. I have looked into Commandos. What was the name about it? Name of the show? Creature Commandos?
Yeah, because your commander's correct.
I have heard actually good things about it. I looked into it. That is bootlegged Task Force X, so I actually think it looks fire. I'll see. Maybe I want to watch it. I already have my thing about DC, but again, Superman, I'm looking forward to. Fantastic Four First Steps. I thought coming out in fall, coming out in July, so I'm actually looking forward to that. And I mean, past that, anything? Nobody 2. That's a funny one. If you've seen the first Nobody, like, who are you? I'm nobody. That's actually pretty funny in itself. Thread, an Insidious tale. Insidious was always out high and low for me with horror. I hope that one's a little more better. Most likely not, but that's all I have for the summer, honestly.
All right, so chat, just for you guys to be aware, we are going to be talking about September through December, and then we're going to end up the show then, because we will move our animation, TV, and gaming for discussion next week when we talk about our first rom-com main topic, and we'll have no Otaku news and Weebs Lounge, so that'll be our 2 topics next week, the rest of 2025 and the rom-com conversation, so stay tuned for that. It will be an interesting debate, might be a tier list episode, but maybe most likely the following one will be most likely a tier list. So things are cooking for the month of February for rom-coms. I know Crash is really excited to have debates and talk about Rent a Girlfriend. I know he's thrilled about it. But let's hit a rapid fire for the rest of September, December. I'm really sad to say I don't have much to say about September. October, I am excited for Michael Jackson. But right now they have to do some reshoots for Act 3 because that is related to the trial that they cannot have any relation towards that in a live action or any type of property. So really curious to see how they're going to have the next 10 months to refilm that and edit and have it ready for a release date that they still have it scheduled for October 3rd. When it comes to the rest is Tron Arrest. Really curious to see how this the sequel to Tron Legacy, for anybody that don't know is aware, Tron Legacy, I fucking love it. Go check it out. We have Jared Leto. Really can see how that film's gonna be with him and everything else. When it comes to November, I have only one, and it's Wicked for Good, and also Zootopia 2. Sorry, I have 2. Zootopia 2 and Wicked, the sequel. Then when it comes for December, sorry guys, I don't care for Avatar Fire and Ash. That's honestly my truest respect for it. But then I have the last one is December. No, that's literally the last one for December for me. It is I don't know. I actually don't. Zootopia 2 is the last one I care for the rest of the year as of now. Watkins, what is the rest of your care? What is it that gets you excited? And is it Avatar, Fire and Ash? Are you a big fan of the Avatar series? Or is it Five Nights at Freddy 2?
Guys, before we continue, I'm so sorry. I do have to go 100%. Like, I couldn't stay anymore. I'm so
Copy.
sorry. Yeah. You guys can finish without me. I wish I could stay longer, but
Crash,
promise
Crash, have any last thoughts about the movies of the year before you go?
I'm looking forward to more of the anime. I hope the Marvel movies get fire. I really have high expectations for them, but anything else past that is not coming out for 2025 right now. So I'm looking forward to just, like I said, Brave New World better be good. Thunderbolts better be good. Fantastic Four better fucking slap. Pedro Pascal, I'm also looking at you too. I have my beef with you. And then my only other two big movies I was gonna watch is my anime movies, which was Demon Slayer and Konosuba. Past that, it's always like I might watch, I might not. It really depends with cinema. But I hope the movies I listed is more or less good enough to me to watch with or with friends or with the missus this year.
Copy. So, Craig, it's a pleasure to have you. Chad, go check out Off the Bench episode 14 for this past Monday. Now, Watkins, let's just finish off the show.
Yeah. So Michael will be a thing. Hopefully they can get that third act under control. That's that. Oh, wait, I didn't say anything about September. Well, that's because September's a bunch of mid of whatever's coming out. Black Phone 2, I do need to go see the first one. So that should be a good watch eventually. I wish Crash didn't leave so soon because I didn't know that another video game movie, The Evil Within, is coming out on Halloween. So I didn't even know that was a thing. So that shows how deep I am with movies anymore nowadays. November, I mean, I still need to see Wicked to even say anything about wanting to see the sequel. Zootopia 2 is something I'm looking forward to.
Hey, man, the first. Man, the first. You gotta be excited for that.
Yeah. Of course I'm excited for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, because like I love the first one. Was it a crap movie? Yeah, it was, but that's why I liked it. Avatar Fire and Ash, hey, guess what? It's probably gonna be just like the first two, which was just like the first one. Whatever. That might actually be it for this. Yep, that's it for December. I mean, got some other movies coming out, but like nothing that's really like sticking out as anything I'd want to see. So yeah.
When it comes to the movies, I'm very excited to see what is going to be surprises as well. Things that we didn't list, because there's so many movies that I know the chat will be telling, like, oh, this is coming and everything. People need to understand that it's okay. We miss a couple things, and it's because we're not in that culture. We're not in that pop media right now of the latest Oscars of movies right now, that I've been out of that game. But I should be proud that I'm at least interested in at least 1 or 2 movies a month. That's at least a good 12 to 24 movies for the year. I feel like that's a good accomplishment.
Yeah.
So I can't complain about that. So let's transition and end our show, because Chad, if you're asking, hey, you still had leftover conversation to go? No, Chad, we had a good Weebs Lounge. We had a good Otaku news conversation about Netflix and other conversation of Sony. So we had a good jam-packed conversation, and we still spoke about movies of the first 12 months of the year, or second 11 months, because we skipped January. But we spoke about Weebs Lounge, and by next week we might not have enough to talk about, so it gives perfect conversation to talk about anime. So it gives time for Watkins to actually check out a list. It gives myself to check out more stuff for the gaming. So it gives us a bit more to preparation for what we could be excited for. And then for the last hour of the show, it gets into our first rom-com conversation for the month of February. So I'm very excited for that. Watkins, any thoughts about the show itself, or were you excited for the month of February? Because our conversation theme for the month of February for rom-com, we have the AI, things that explore from the unique angles, such as AI or forbidden romance, sci-fi fantasy conversation. Also, we have the best rom-com in live action and anime and manga as well, because things haven't gotten adapted yet. So, are you excited for any of these rom-com love theme conversations?
Y'all will find out how I feel about rom-coms as we go through the month of love. Because isn't it just so lovely?
Yeah, it's great to talk about it and get into the pre-love season. But honestly, this was a great show to, give the conversation of otaku news as well. I had a great conversation, it feels real when it talks about money and finance and knowing that, stuff like Netflix, stuff like Crunchyroll that do it. And it hurts that as people that grew up in this transitional period of media to no media to the media evolving from, the VCR to DVDs to Blu-rays to disc and then now into the digital world. It's kind of hard for us that live through this transitional period to accept that things that we love are not going to be printed no more just because of corporate, capitalism. So it sucks in that aspect.
Yeah. Yep. Just make sure, you grab your Agumon and your Gabumon and your Kabuterimon and get ready for a big old digital fight.
Exactly. Every time I say enter to the digital world, I'll be like thinking, Digimon, digital monsters, War Greymon. By the way, chat, if y'all didn't know, that is my favorite Digimon. War Greymon is my favorite. Agumon is my favorite. He's my OG, my orange little monster.
Yeah.
I never knew that I love a lot of characters that are yellow and orange, like Pikachu, Charmander, Agumon. When honestly it's not my favorite color until I start to notice things. I'm like, is it a favorite color or is it just a color I like in others? I don't like it myself. Who knows? That's an ideology. But without further ado, Walkers, you got anything last thing to say to the content? Maybe want to give a shout out to your content, quick plug, anything that you are gonna release this week, because you did release a best of 2024 on your own channel, right?
Yeah, I got my best of 2024 on my channel. Last week, I uploaded just another gaming video of me beating up a boss, so check that out. This week I got an Undead Unluck video. It's a very quick video, so because I didn't I haven't had a lot of time to really edit, so yeah, it's great to have just like a couple easy videos to kind of get out. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, we got Weebs of the Ring coming up, we got Royal Rumble season, we got WrestleMania coming up and all that, so like it's gonna be busy over there, so check that out. Links down there as well for all that. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it on my end.
Chat, I would love to add a bit of more context towards what Walker said. By the time you're watching this Thursday video on January 30th, that's Saturday, February 1st, we will also be doing a Royal Rumble sidecast. Myself and Walker is our first Royal Rumble sidecast, and we will be doing reactions. We will be excited. John Cena award to his final retirement tour. It's going to be sad. We're going to cry. Who's going to be right? Cody winning. If any pro wrestling fans, go check that out. I'm not going to stay too long on that subject because, not everyone likes to see anime and wrestling collide. Who knows? But
even though there's a lot of crossover.
Oh, there's a lot of crossover, a lot of marketing, merch. Go check that out. But without further ado, if you stay on for the last 2 hours and 5 minutes of our show, we appreciate you guys tuning in and checking us out. We appreciate for the listening. We appreciate, go check out the comment section and let us know, like I said a couple times during the show, when we spoke about some segments, some otaku news, and Weebs Lounge, what you've been playing, what moves are you excited for, anything that we missed. We appreciate it, because thank you for joining us tonight and taking the time to listen in. The Anime Lady podcast is presented by AniMa We3 Studio. Once again, Ani stands for animation, monsters from manga. We stands for wrestling, webtoons, and we are the people that bring in the positive representation for weebs. And also, if you want to put a little nugget, the E stands for entertainment. As you know, that we talk about the anime podcast for anything in the pop culture and media. So we appreciate for the team of myself, Walkers, Crash to come in as a recurring guest, Roman Jokestar, and a special thanks to our producers like myself and Walkers that we are for this show. And don't forget to follow the socials of the media of the brand. All team are down below for the links. And lastly, share, like, most importantly, give the feedback like I mentioned before, because you guys let us know and the thoughts of this episode because you guys make the show and help us succeed. On behalf of everyone of Anime 3 Studio, we thank you for joining us in the Anime Podcast. See you later. Take care. This podcast was not recorded by a live studio audience. We see you in the next one. Like Jokesters not being here, go eat pancakes and cheese.
Why? It's got to do this every time, people. Every time it's got to do this. Got to do this every freaking time. Every single time. I know, Sydney. It's